you to lift me up so high, high, a place that no one's ever been. Take me to oblivion.
Hello and welcome! It's Team Modern Super League once again, special Wednesday night edition. I'm Randy Bueller. I'm joined by Sam Black. How you doing, Sam?
Good.
Seems like just a week ago I was sitting in a Skype call with you when our show was blindsided by basically half of Vegas lost internet. We weren't able to stream, so this match is postponed. Was originally scheduled for last week. We're going to play it tonight. Same deal, more magic. The one relevant change is that the role of Patrick Dickmann tonight on International Alliance will be played by Andre Proust. We couldn't make the schedule work for Patrick, unfortunately. But everybody else is here, and we're ready to play. You ready to play?
Yeah.
Still remember the decks that you guys submitted, and there were these bands, and let's refresh. Big picture, you guys lost the first match, as did International Alliance. So this works out to be an elimination match, just like last night's match was. The loser is out at 0-2. The winner at 1-1 will get a match for a top 4 spot coming up here in a couple of weeks. Now, you guys submitted decks for this. It was kind of the second trip through the format where you're submitting 6 different decks, knowing one of them's going to get banned, trying to have answers to everything. What was your thought process going into this? Any cool insights into the format you can share?
Well, I mean, the basic structure that we've kind of fallen into is trying to lead on a deck that has like 50-50 matchups across the field as close as possible. So that so that if it wins its first match, then it's not easy for the opposing team to like hard counter us, and like they can't just go like, oh, well, we have this deck that's 80% to beat the deck that we know that you're locked on playing, so that we might actually be able to win 2 matches in a row instead of just like winning 1 and then trading off. And so we want to have like a deck that has like pretty flat matchups. Fortunately, Matt Severa likes playing fair decks and does tend to have matchups like that. So we just let Matt choose what deck he wants to play.
And his choice was?
So actually, he was sure that he wanted to have Jund as one of our decks, and he was kind of flexible on the other one within, the sorts of decks that he likes. And then, I mean, basically there were like around 9 decks that we were comfortable with, and we had to just be like, I want, these, probably not this. Oh, I think this is pretty good. Okay, fine. If you think it's good, I'll trust you. That kind of stuff. Then I like having some decks that have more lopsided matchups to try get around deck.
I don't know if we're having issues with your audio, Sam. I know I lost it.
All right.
I think you're back.
Okay.
But you were explaining how you guys went into picking the decks, and that it would be Matt who's going to kick off for you guys. You wanted to put him on a kind of a 50-50-ish deck to see if maybe you could get a win or even a couple of wins off the top. What I didn't hear was which deck he's actually going to be playing to lead off.
He's going to be playing Eldrazi Tron.
Okay. Now, why was that the Tron deck that you guys went with?
I guess we tried Green Tron last week and it didn't do well. I think mostly Matt was just interested in the deck, and so we were comfortable like letting him try it.
Okay. Meanwhile, on the other side, I know what the International Alliance is going to be leading off with. So it is going to be Li Shi Tian going off first, and he will have in his hands their Temur Scapeshift deck.
Okay.
Kind of looking over to Sam to see any reaction to the matchup that he is just learning his teammate is faced with.
Well, so Temur Scapeshift isn't a deck that I play against a lot in Modern. So off the top of my head, I do not know what to expect in this matchup. Trying to pull up the deck lists, and set it more closely. Look at it.
Sorry, you looking up deck lists?
Yep. All right, I got it. So their Scapeshift deck. Okay, this is their Jace deck. I've heard, I've certainly heard people finding about how Jace entering the format is bad for Thought-Knot Seer because it's pretty bad if Thought-Knot Seer gets bounced. But on the other hand, the situation where that happened seems pretty rare to me because, like, when you play the Thought-Knot Seer, you get to take the Jace out of their hand. So,
yeah,
you have to, like.
The thing I find interesting about this deck, their Temur Scapeshift deck, essentially most of the Scapeshift decks that we've been seeing they're red-green decks. They're fundamentally Primeval Titan decks, right? It's Primeval Titan or Scapeshift. I can win via Valakut either way. But what IA has done, this is almost a throwback to the way Scapeshift looked like, years ago, where there's a blue splash, and the blue splash lets you play kind of a control role, right? You get Cryptic Commands, you get Izzet Charms, you get Remand, and like you say, in particular nowadays, you get Jace the Mind Sculptor. Now, is Jace actually better than Primeval Titan in a Valakut deck? It's kind of an open and interesting question, especially when it forces you to splash a whole nother color that you need 2 or 3 of.
Right, but the other color does give you a lot of other good cards and options. You get really powerful cards like Snapcaster Mage.
They have a Search for Miskanta in there.
Yeah, do they have Cryptic Command, or I guess they have Jace instead?
They have 3 Cryptics.
Oh, okay. I was just missing it in the list.
Yeah, the thing is, there's...
Oh, it's way up at the top by the lands. Got it.
Yeah. There's very little red, and it means the mountain count is not particularly high. And I noticed they only run 2 copies of Valakut, because I guess you're basically a control deck with a Scapeshift finish. You're not really a Valakut deck in the way that the Primeval Titan decks are. They're really Valakut decks.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. It sounds like you haven't seen this list a whole lot either.
I mean, it's definitely a throwback. It used to be pretty common. But I mean, when it was common, like Eldrazi didn't even exist. So
fair enough. So the matchup that we're about to see just isn't one that probably anybody has any experience with.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine, certainly anyone who plays a lot of Temur Shift, if there are people like that who've probably played the matchup. But like, I bet Sam Pardee has some thoughts on this matchup. I know he plays kind of more Modern than anyone who's played a ton of Eldrazi Tron.
Fair.
But I do not know his thoughts on it.
Now, do you have overall thoughts on the way you think the whole night is going to go? I mean, I know that you guys wound up banning out their Tron deck. I don't know if you thought about the way their slate matches up against your slate of decks.
it could definitely go either way. There are a lot of matchups that I think are pretty close, and it's definitely going to come down to order that things break in and stuff. I really don't know what to expect.
Okay. For anyone who's new out there, functionally tonight is going to play like best 4 out of 7. That is, whichever team wins 4 matches first, they win the overall series, and that is guaranteed to happen before we get to by match 7 if it doesn't happen earlier. Last night, we actually had Gabriel Nassif just rattle off 4 consecutive wins to start the show. So the Conqueror format that we're using means whoever wins a match, they just keep playing. And so the opponent knows what they're up against. They know exactly what they need to beat. Last night, Nassif showed up with a Hollow One deck and nobody could beat him. It was Pomplamoose running the table 4-0. Nassif and his Hollow Ones got all 4 wins. Logan Nettles, Reed Duke, they just got to watch. And they are now safely through to the next round of the tournament without even having to do anything more stressful than commentary. It was interesting. We hadn't really seen that before.
Yeah, no, that's a weird thing to have happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of that is the Hollow One deck is hard to have a great answer for, right? It's supposed to beat itself, I guess.
Sure. And I mean, the other thing is, I guess, like, something that I was commenting on before is, like, if a deck wins its second match, then it's, like, pretty easy for it to just, like, run through because they've already tried their best deck against it and lost. So,
yeah, all four of the matches actually went to a game 3. It was a pretty interesting night of Magic it was like the slowest, closest 4-0 sweep you could possibly imagine.
Okay.
And I know that both of their best answers were actually decks that Brian Brown Duin was the guy they wanted to play. So they threw a BBD Lantern deck up against it, but then they couldn't follow up directly with BBD on Jeskai Midrange because Brad hadn't played yet. So
right.
That was I think that was a little bit, but then the Jeskai deck also couldn't knock him down, couldn't knock him off.
So did they end up having, like, just switching which player was playing which deck, or did they just, like, play the, like, wrong deck next?
They played the wrong deck next.
Okay.
I mean, wrong. I mean, I don't think any of their decks were huge dogs to Hollow One, but yeah, the deck that when I was talking to Brian in round 1 commentary, he thought their 2 best decks were the decks they wound up playing second and then fourth because they were both his decks.
Sure.
All right. Well, enough about last night. Let's start playing some more Magic. Let's find out who's going to win tonight's elimination match. Team Madison International Alliance kicking off now. Here we go. Matt Severa with Eldrazi carries the hopes of Team Madison on his shoulders. It'll be Li Shi-Tian and Temur Scapeshift for the International Alliance. This Temur Scapeshift, not the normal Valakut deck. International Alliance is added blue and basically cut most of the red spells. They cut the Primeval Titans in order to turn themselves into more of a control deck just with that Scapeshift combo finish. So I'm interested to see how this plays. Yeah, Matt had to mulligan there.
Yeah, very clearly, and this is a horrible hand.
Does he have
I assume he has to go to 5. I guess, I mean, he has an Eldrazi Temple, but
well, he kept.
He's keeping.
Now, the players did not know the opponent. The lists are public, and so very quickly they'll be able to consult the deck lists and sort of figure out what they're up against. But
he doesn't know that Dismember is basically dead.
Correct. Matt did not know he was up against Temur Shapeshift while he was making that mulligan decision. Misty Rainforest probably doesn't completely know yet, but I think his end of turn opt will probably clue him in. Meanwhile, Li Shi-Tian sees the Eldrazi Temple, and now he knows.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Matt down to 6 on the draw with a mediocre hand.
It's mediocre at best.
I mean, it felt like when I was thinking about this matchup that the Tron deck just could come out so much faster.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Thought-Knot Seer is, like, pretty relevantly disruptive against this kind of deck. On the other hand, the
of.
card Remand is very good against the like mid-range Eldrazi threats.
I'll buy that. And LSC does have one of those in his hand.
Yeah. But Matt did draw a Thought-Knot Seer, which means that, you know, with this Eldrazi Temple, he gets to, like, do the thing his deck's trying to do.
Turn 3 Thought-Knot Seer. Probably going to run into Remand, but...
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And then Lee will have Snap Remand up for the following turn. If that's how he wants to play it.
I wonder if this Ballista is going to catch the first Remand.
Oh, interesting.
Nope. Smart.
By both players, right? It was the right bait, but LST saw through it.
Yeah, I mean, Matt's definitely supposed to just cast his spells. Oh,
Is
wow.
it Charmed in the damage mode? No 1/1 beat down for you. Funny.
I did not expect that.
I mean, Lee's hand's pretty good, right?
Yeah, no, and I mean, like, he saves some life. He protects the Snapcaster. Like, it's not that weird. I guess the other thing is, like, his hand is good, and Matt doesn't have a lot of things the Izzet Charm is going to try to counter.
Now Lee has to decide if this off-curve Sakura Tribe Elder is going to be even more off-curve because he wants to leave up Remand. It seems like that's how he plays it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Probably going to be a while before this Tribe Elder comes down if he's, you know, because he's going to be on Remand and then Snap Remand.
Matt has to just slam Thought-Knot Seer and cross his fingers, right?
Yeah, of course. What else can you possibly do? Remand's not going anywhere if you don't cast spells.
Yep. Another Snapcaster. This is pay 2 life for Stomping Grounds. And it probably gets an eye roll from Matt.
Well, he knows that it's not Cryptic because he doesn't have 3 blue.
Fair. Yep, here's the Snapcaster. Here's Remand again. And this is just the Temur version of Scapeshift. Just wants to stall. Just wants to get lands into play via turns and land drops.
Yeah. It's kind of, you know, not that different of a deck from Twin, really, where you're just like buying time and then ending the game.
That makes sense. Matt fires off his Dismember because ain't nothing better coming along. Cryptic Command. But no 3rd blue, like you pointed out. Still no.
Yeah.
Well, he can get the 3rd blue, but not right away.
Right. So he's going to get the 3rd blue here and then play the Tribe Elder, let Matt resolve something.
Makes sense.
I have to imagine that. Oh, that's nice. He gets to develop his mana while playing.
Mind Stone into the Thought-Knot Seer. Thought-Knot Seer hitting this, presumably the Cryptic Command, seems like a pretty big game.
Yeah.
Took a while to get here, but here it is.
But I mean, it's kind of a big game, except Lee can just repeal the Thought-Knot Seer and draw 2 cards.
Sure, but then Endbringer resolves, right?
I suppose.
I don't know, who's ahead? Where's your advantage bar right now?
So the problem is that, like, we're at the point of the game where, like, repeal Thought-Knot Seer, draw 2 cards. He already has 6 lands. Like, Matt's at less than 18. Like, Lee could just win the game at any point. And he has the, like, Izzet Charm to dig further for it. I don't think Matt's going to be able to kill him before he finds his Scapeshift.
Okay. I mean, the game started, it felt like the advantage bar was definitely on Lee's side. Matt mulliganed into a mediocre draw. I feel like Matt has clawed back some of that percentage point. Maybe he's still behind, but he's not behind by a ton.
Yeah, I mean, drawing the Thought-Knot Seer put him in the game by letting him do what his deck is trying to do. But it was still, like, Lee's hand just lined up well against Matt's deck, no matter how it's functioning. and I don't think that's really changed. Like Matt has the percentage that he gained when he drew the Thought-Knot Seer, but the hands were just such that that wasn't that large percentage gain.
Lee needs what, one more land for Scapeshift to be lethal? He needs 7?
No, he has 6 plus Tribuilder. He's there.
He is there. Right. The Valakut off the top was the 7th land, not the 6th.
Yep. So now he gets to like fog this attack with the Tribuilder and then bounce an end step.
Yeah, all right. You're right. He's going to see so many cards before he
Yep.
takes any damage. He does basically have to find Escape Shift, though. I mean, 4 copies and 42 cards, but I mean, we saw a game last night where Brian Brown Duin had the Lantern Lock set up, just had to find a bridge, and couldn't find a bridge.
Sometimes you don't.
That results in Endbringer, as we expected. Oh, this is going to be Snapcaster.
Lee is certainly not going to kill him with Snapcaster Mages if that's like the alternative to finding Escape Shift.
Interesting. So Lee elects for Snapcaster on Opt instead of repealing the Thought-Knot Seer.
Does that mean he's also going to Izzet Charm? Like he
I
just wants
assume
to
so.
Put it away right now?
I mean, I was definitely looking at that Izzet Charm as another way to go digging. I like your line, though. It seems like he can Remand Thought-Knot Seer. I guess the problem with Remand Thought-Knot Seer is that it gets cast next turn.
Oh, sure. But, like, does that matter? Like, you're finding 2 cards. Like, how many cards are going to, like, hang out in your hand and, like, be a problem if he gets them? It seems like it's all counter spells and cards that, like, just get cast on his turn to win the game. Like Jason, Escape Shift.
Well, yeah, he goes Snap Opt, Izzet Charm, still no Escape Shift. He's going to get to untap with Remand and Cryptic Command. Out.
I trust Lee playing this deck over me, but I don't really understand why that was better than Repeal.
He's looking at main phase repeal. He's going to repeal Snapcaster.
Whoa. So I guess that was why, is he wanted to use the repeal that way.
Apparently. Oh, wow. Is this going to be pre-combat counter Reality Smasher and tap the others?
Likely. I mean, unless, like, maybe Matt will just go to combat.
It's an interesting question. Well, 5 is lethal. Like, the Reality Smasher is... 14 is a very relevant number on this board. You've got to go for it. I mean, if Lee was on 15, I could definitely see go to combat, play around Cryptic Command, but I don't think you can play around it here. Maybe you can.
Looks like we're in beginning combat.
Wow. Also, looks like we lost Lee's hand cam. Hopefully we didn't lose all of his internet.
Yeah.
Looks like we may have lost Lee Shitian's internet. Get that back as soon as we can. But now he's sitting with Cryptic Command and Snapcaster Mage in his hand. Is he planning to snap Izzet Charm? What is he snapping?
That's what I was wondering. I think it has to be Izzet Charm the way he's playing.
Yeah, I don't know what else his plan would be, which does also let him.
Oh, wow. So someone in the chat points out that what he could be doing is just snap, repeal, block, repeal, snap.
Huh. That's cute.
Which is, I mean, has the downside. If he does it the way that I just said, it has the downside of like tapping out during Matt's combat and then letting Matt resolve another spell. Mm-hmm. He could also just like not do the blocking part of that. Also, as Caleb pointed out in the chat, Matt knows that the Reality Smasher is not lethal because if all else, he's like Lee just repealed the Snapcaster, so he knows that like the least he can do is jump block with the Snapcaster.
Yeah, that's a good point. The 14 math is not
Right.
relevant, given that you know he can. At worst case, Lee can fog with a Snapcaster.
Right.
Peel, snap, repeal. Does that actually work out better than bouncing the Thought-Knot Seer? He sort of gets the card back, right?
Well,
He draws just as many cards, but he's up a
sure.
Snapcaster.
Well, so it depends on if you repeal the.
But he's going to Cryptic Command.
Yeah. If you repeal the Thought-Knot Seer, if you do it in combat, then Matt gets to cast the Thought-Knot Seer after, which means that if you draw the Scapeshift, Matt gets to take it. So I don't think you can do that. So if you're repealing, you have to do it end step, and he kind of already declined that line.
Right.
Also, you can't snap repeal because you can't snap repeal Thought-Knot. You don't have that much mana.
Agreed with that. Yeah. All right. Well, Lee's back reconnected. He is using his Cryptic Command to fog this attack and draw a card. Just needs to find Escape Shift. His hand at this point, though, is down to a Snapcaster Mage.
Right, which Matt knows about, and he's tapped out. So now Matt can just Chalice on 2 to, blank the Snapcaster.
Looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. So Lee, I believe, was planning next turn he could snap the Cryptic, fog the attack, draw another card, which seems like a pretty solid line. But yeah, Chalice turns off Snapcaster. So Li Shiqian has... he found the Scape Shift. Cryptic Command to draw a card. Found him exactly the card that he needed. There's not a Cryptic Command in his hand. That's his graveyard sticking out on the left edge. His hand is the Steam Vents, the Snapcaster Mage. He's about to draw a card, but yeah, Scape Shift came off that Cryptic Command. And we should be done now.
Yeah. Right? People are talking about how there aren't a lot of mountains left in his deck, but he can just get a second Valakut, leave the mountains that he has in play, and get enough Valakut triggers, I'm pretty sure.
Fair. He's going to opt? What is the point of the opt? Does the Ghost Quarter do something relevant here?
If he doesn't have enough mountains and Matt Ghost Quarters the Valakut in response, then you can only get one Valakut. And so then he's not on double triggers.
Cute. The deck does not have a ton of mountains. That is certainly true. And he's got 2 Stomping Grounds and a basic and a Steam Vent.
All right, Matt, please Ghost Quarter this Valakut.
I mean, he went to all the trouble of leaving Ghost Quarter as the only untapped land. He has to see it, right?
I mean, there's just you always leave Ghost Quarter as the last untapped land, right? Like there's no reason to tap it. It's the land that doesn't do something else. I haven't actually thought through the math on whether this is lethal through the Ghost Quarter or not, but certainly our best chance involves getting single triggers. But it looks like Lee's already choosing lands, which I guess means Matt's
2 mountains, 4 Steam Vent, 4 Stomping Ground, 2 Valakut are the relevant cards. Yeah, it's 10 the mountains.
Yeah, Matt has already let it resolve though, so he didn't Ghost Quarter first. Because Lee is selecting lands.
Yeah, no, I get that. If he had, then Lee would just get the other Valakut and a bunch of mountains. So,
right, but I don't know if I'm hoping that Matt studied the deck and knows that there are enough mountains that single Valakut's lethal. And it's possible
are 6.
There's
I
6
count
left
6.
in the deck.
6 left in the deck is my count. Maybe it's 5 because the Steam Vents is in his hand, but he has a land drop left.
Right, and Matt doesn't know about that either way.
Yeah.
So Matt has to assume it's 6. So 6 is lethal. So I guess Matt's hoping that Lee escape shifts in such a way that he can Ghost Quarter a mountain in response and he can't find another one. Does that counter all the triggers?
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, Lee's in the tank trying to work this stuff out too. This game is very close all of a sudden. I mean, killing it after it triggers doesn't do anything, right? But killing the mountain, the number of mountains gets checked.
That's
so yeah, Li Shiqian left all 3 mountains in play, which means he sacrificed what, 4 lands? He gets the second Valakut. He gets 2 mountains, giving him 6 mountains in play. So even if one got ghost quartered, that wouldn't fizzle these triggers.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like Lee played around everything. And it's 3, yeah, each Valakut triggers 3 times. I don't think Ghost Quarter could win. Ghost Quarter. Valakut, but that there was a mountain left to go get.
I actually don't know the wording on Valakut to know if this like is preventing half of the triggers or something.
I don't think it does, right? No. Li Shijian wins. Now I'm staring over at Chad, who thinks Ghost Quarter can win. If he hit... Yeah, no, I don't think there was a way. 2 basic mountains in the deck, 8 other mountains. Lee got 6 so that he couldn't get stuck down at 5. Also, Lee was able to leave 1 in his deck to go get with the Ghost Quarter. I think Lee Oh, Efro in chat is saying there was a stomping ground in the graveyard?
I don't know if that matters.
I mean, he definitely got a mountain when the Ghost Quarter resolved, so I don't think...
People are saying that if Matt Ghost Quarter in response, Lee would have lost. I do not know.
Ghost Quarter the Valakut as a response, so then he gets...
Yeah, the play that I was talking about.
If he goes right. So once he let it resolve, there was no way after, though, given the way that Lee used Escape Shift, there was no way for Matt to use his Ghost Quarter.
Oh, certainly. I don't know if Matt could have won by Ghost Quartering the Valakut in response.
If he Ghost Quarters the Valakut as a response, then Li Shijian can sack. Oh, in theory, he can sack all his lands to get 6 mountains and a Valakut. The problem is he didn't have 6 mountains in his deck.
Right.
If there was 1 in his graveyard, how did 1 get into his graveyard? From the Izzet Charm? If he discarded 1 to the Izzet Charm, then I don't think he had 6 in his deck. Because he's got 1 in his hand, but that doesn't really help him, right? He has to make sure they all trigger when they come into play.
Yeah.
So Ghost Quartering a non-Valakut after wasn't gonna help. I see that.
Right, yeah. So it was what I was saying when he was casting it, I think. He just needed to Ghost Quarter the Valakut in response to the...
Yeah. Now, we had more information than Matt did, to be fair. We could see that Lee was holding 1 in his hand, and
but that didn't change anything.
Oh, sorry?
I don't think that
changes it changes the number that he can get when he Escape Shifts.
Except, I mean, he still had the land play, so it's all the same. But either way, it's like...
Well, the difference between sacking a mountain to get a mountain is a trigger, but leaving a mountain in play isn't.
Right, but you get, even if you don't know the exact number they can do, you just prevent way more by Ghost Quartering with a Valakut than by, doing anything else when you know that he only has 2 Valakuts in his deck, because you're putting him on, he has to be getting single triggers instead of double triggers, and he can always, leave enough mountains and sacrifice the rest, and, it's just very hard for the number to be such that the double trigger isn't scary.
I agree. I mean, your rule of thumb is he should have got the Valakut, and I agree with you ultimately. I'm just trying to work out whether it actually would have won Matt the game, and I think that answer is yes. But that answer is only yes. He could have won with a single Valakut if all of his mountains had still been inside of his deck. Sure. But given the 1 in the graveyard, I don't think Lee could have won after the Ghost Quarter. Interesting game, yeah, super close. Sounds like between you and Efro in chat, you guys just both agree that Matt could have won that game if he'd Ghost Quartered his response to the Escape Shift. Makes sense to me too.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened. Li Shijian up a game. Now, does sideboarding change this matchup much?
I have no idea.
I wasn't watching a lot either.
I assume this needle is just for Tri-Builder? Oh, and Jace.
Sure.
So Matt's hand is Tron, turn 4 Tron, but nothing that makes that matter. I wonder if you just don't go for Tron and you get Cavern of Souls instead. Kind of seems likely.
Yeah, the hand does not exactly use Tron. But
And Lee's hand is no green, but he has opt. I wonder if he's going to just try to opt into green or if he's going to ship it.
Wow. Tri-Builder, search for tomorrow. No green mana. Well, it's on Matt first. Is he thinking about a mulligan here?
Maybe. His hand doesn't do a lot. Like, I could see Matt thinking that he needs, more pressure than some resilient 3/2s.
Looks like they're both going to keep. Matt goes for the Tron line. Well, I guess it works either way. We don't know yet. Sorry.
He makes
There's no
the play
lands
that he
other
can
than
make.
towers.
Yep, he drew the green, so.
Misty Rain forced off the top. Turn 1 gets to suspend his search for tomorrow.
Yeah, into Tri-Builder, into Cryptic. So that draws another tower. It's not a good draw.
No.
Hopefully Matt is just going for Cavern. I don't think Tron matters. I think you have to just try to blank these counter spells.
We will find out during reset step.
You can still use the other map for Eldrazi Temple for your, ramping or whatever you want to call the thing that this deck does to get more mana.
Oh, Lee decides to leave up Remand instead of playing Sakura Tri-Builder. He did not see the Cavern of Souls line, or he definitely would have just played his Sakura Tri-Builder. Does Matt see Cavern of Souls? Yes. Cavern of Souls enters the revealed card zone. Nice Remand, bruh.
Yeah, it's really weird to...
He just cycles it.
Because I guess, I don't know if this was his plan all along.
I doubt that was his plan.
Yeah, but once the Cavern's down, you're just like, well, this isn't good.
Right. Once Cavern is there, Remand's not going to do any better than cycling. So you cycle it. But yeah, if he'd known that was coming, I definitely think Sakura Tri-Builder would have been in play. Pays for Steam Vents in order to be able to play the second Tri-Builder.
Ooh, I like Warping Whale.
Cute. So he can counterspell Scapeshift with that, yeah?
Right. That's why I like it. I'm not into it for the kill Sakura Tri-Builder mode.
Pithing Needle here is cute. Basically telling Li Shiqian, look, I don't want you blocking and then sacking. I'm going to force you to sack your Tri-Builders as a response, and then I'm probably going to name something after else. That. Yeah. Right.
Wonder if Lee's going to leave one. Nope.
I think he needs the lands too badly.
Yeah.
And now presumably Matt switches the target to Jace.
That's what I mean. You certainly don't name Tri-Builder with 2 of them in the graveyard.
Yep. Jace the Mind Sculptor, chosen card. And then Matt's also got
another.
He's still got another, the third Urza's Tower, just what the Urza deck wants. Still cats Matter Reshaper, still can't be countered.
Well, I mean, if he draws a different Tron piece, he can map for an enormous amount of mana. I don't think the enormous amount of mana does anything. I guess it would make it easy to Chalice on 4, but...
Wow, Dismember is still in Matt's deck?
That's a little weird.
I guess there's Obstinate Balos in the sideboard and Tireless Trackers in the sideboard. So maybe he thinks Lee boarded creatures in.
Okay.
Or at least he's guarding against the possibility. Lee does have, 3 Obstinate Balos, 3 Tireless Tracker that he could have sideboarded in.
They don't seem good in the matchup, but...
I'm just trying to figure out why Dismember's in his hand.
Yeah, no, I agree that it must be a hedge against that. It just feels like Lee doesn't want to be a smaller creature deck against a bigger creature deck when he can be a like combo deck against a fairly slow creature deck.
Li Shiqian opts for the fog line, draws a card with his cryptic command. Expedition map. So Matt is going to have up his Warping Wail, but Lee can actually counter it with Izzet Charm if Matt doesn't have enough untapped mana. Like, should Scapeshift come off the top of Lee's library, we're in this really weird Izzet Charm sync for 2 might matter game.
Right. Although if Lee just goes like Jace hit Scapeshift, then...
Well, Jace is needled.
Oh, right. Okay, so Lee has to remand the needle here.
Okay, he's going to remand needle to get a turn of a Jace activation. Reasonable. Get a card off the repeal, gets a brainstorm off the Jace. Land might let him play a Tribelder.
Well, he has the Stomping Ground, so he gets to like use the Tribelder to shuffle away the cards he doesn't want, like the Jace. This is a
you're right.
Brainstorm.
He will definitely be on that line. Found a cryptic command. Does not look like he found the Scapeshift though. I mean, once again, Lee is just in fog the attacks as much as possible. I need to find a Scapeshift. The only difference between this and where we were last game, it seems like, is the presence of that Warping Wail in Matt's hand. Hangerback Walker. Not super exciting. All right, Expedition map, finally going to get the last Tron piece.
It's a big hanger back, I suppose.
Yeah, he can go 3/3 hanger back and leave up 2 mana. He can also go 4/4 hanger back. If he goes 3/3 hanger back and leaves up 2 mana, I feel like the gig is up. There's also the small matter of he needs to replay Pithing Needle. Because he certainly doesn't want to let Lee activate Jace again. I can attack Jace. Looks like he's going to needle Jace.
Well, he's going to needle and then.
Oh, he's going to threaten to needle Sakura Tribelder, sure. And Lee cannot risk losing that reshuffle, so. A path has been cleared. Is he not going to leave up the Warping Wail?
Don't know.
I guess I'm mildly surprised he tapped the mine.
Oh, I see. Well, he can tap a tower and then 2/2 hanger back and leave up 3, which is, I mean, he has to. The biggest he can do is a 2/2 hanger back, regardless if he's casting the needle.
That's
if he wants to leave up well, so.
That's a good point. Maybe he does nothing. Maybe he leaves up Warping Wail plus the ability to pay for Izzet Charm. Needle hits Jace, which means the Matter Reshapers can attack Lee. Lee's going to be at 8. You got to play a Hangerback Walker, right? You got to make next turn's attack lethal, I would think. I mean, yeah, obviously Snapcaster and Cryptic mean your attack might not get through, but giving him a turn where he can do nothing and just take the damage is bad.
Yeah.
2/2 Hangerback does present a lethal clock, so he is able to leave up Warping Wail and still make next turn's attack at least a threat to do lethal. That kind of works out.
Yeah. Search isn't scape shift.
Nope. The flash of green scare you for a second there?
No, it processed the whole card all at once. I don't know. I've had a lot of conversations with Lex about how I just like don't notice art, but I do recognize cards. Like, I was like, hey, did you notice these like eyeballs on Lantern of Insight? Like, of course, that's the whole picture. How you've seen this card a million times? How do you not know about them? I'm like, I don't know. I can recognize like any card from 10 feet away by like the top 2 millimeters of the like top right hand corner, but
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know what's going on in the art.
All right. Lee set does nothing. Ships the turn, presumably preparing to tap and draw. I mean, I think he paused. He thought like bouncing Pithing Needle to get a Jace activation is a thing he could consider doing, but 8 power worth attackers is bad news.
But also, it doesn't get a Jace activation, right? He just replays the needle.
I meant on Lee's main phase.
Oh, I see.
He was thinking about
Sure.
draw a card main phase. It just makes the attack super scary. Like something like a Dismember on Snapcaster could suddenly just kill him. So yeah, he decided he had to go tap, draw, and leave the needle in play. Here's another Matter Reshaper. Now it's Warping Wail with the ability to pay for Izzet Charm. I'm not sure Scape Shift is even enough. Lee would have to snap Cryptic, except he's going to use the snap now as a way to draw more cards.
Yeah, and that's also just a ton of mana.
Right.
That's 10. Yes. I guess he has 9. He can play an untapped land and have 10, but he's using the Snapcaster.
All right. Snap,
repeal needle.
Yeah,
Just
repeal needle.
Activation.
That works. And there's the
Scape
Shift.
But
wow, we are going to have Matt Severa paying for Izzet Charm, aren't we?
Well, I don't think the Izzet Charm is going to get cast in that mode. I think the fact that he could. Oh no, Lee can just double Scape Shift.
Wow, he found the second Scape Shift off the Jace activation.
Right, well, that'll do it.
Unbelievable. What a crazy game.
All right, so now I need to start thinking about which of our decks is good against Scape Shift. Hopefully Caleb's on that.
You're not going to spend a lot of time hoping Lee screws this up somehow. Doesn't see the Warping Wail coming.
How?
He has to forget Warping Wail is a card.
And just tap all of his green?
Yeah, tap all his green for the Scape Shift. Or put a Scape Shift back with this Jace Brainstorm. Those are the ways he can screw it up.
Yeah, those aren't real. Those aren't real.
Instead, he keeps 3 copies of Scape Shift. Floats everything. Taps 2 green. A blue. And there's Scape Shift. With Scape Shift mana floating, Matt will, of course, counter target sorcery.
All right, I hope that where this goes is counter your Scape Shift again, dismember my Matter Reshaper, peel another Warping Wail the other Scape Shift.
Ah! That's exciting. He played untapped mana so that he can Izzet Charm if that happens. Matt still has plenty of mana to pay for it, but he did play untapped Stomping Ground there to give himself Izzet Charm. But this one's resolving. The play is dismember my Matter Reshaper, right?
I have to imagine, like, we're not winning when Scape Shift resolves.
So, any quick thoughts?
I mean, maybe there's only one Warping Wail in Matt's deck. That doesn't seem likely.
Yeah, I don't have that list up. Two copies of Working Wheel. Unless it's not-
Oh.
Yeah, so that made sure
Quick draw card, Matt. I want to know.
that he's not going to peek. Quick thoughts about what you guys might send up against Gate Shift? Oh, you don't have it worked out yet. I want to let you go huddle up with your boys. And
all right. Yeah, I don't know offhand.
So stay tuned, guys. International Alliance has now taken a 1-0 lead. Madison is going to have to decide whether they want to send Sam or Caleb up next and with which deck. So stay tuned. We'll have that second match right after these commercials.
Need the latest Magic the Gathering singles for constructed, casual cards for the kitchen table, or sealed product for a draft night with your friends? CoolStuffInc.com has what you're looking for. With an extensive selection of singles, sealed, and supplies, free shipping on orders of $100 or more, a 25% buy list bonus, and our ever-popular customer rewards program, CoolStuffInc.com is a one-stop shop for all your Magic the Gathering needs.
Rivals of Ixalan is available in stores. Stake your claim. The Golden City of Araska has been found. Build your forces with new vampires, merfolk, pirates, and dinosaurs, and gain the city's blessing. Visit rivalsofixalan.com to find out more.
Check out Rivals of Ixalan Booster Draft Leagues on Magic Online. Draft anytime, play anytime. Available now. For more information, visit mtgo.com.
Need the latest Magic the Gathering singles for constructed, casual cards for the kitchen table, or sealed product for a draft night with your friends. CoolStuffInc.com has what you're looking for. With an extensive selection of singles, sealed, and supplies, free shipping on orders of $100 or more, a 25% buy list bonus, and our ever-popular customer rewards program, CoolStuffInc.com is a one-stop shop for all your Magic the Gathering needs.
Rivals of Ixalan is available in stores. Stake your claim. The Golden City of Araska has been found. Build your forces with new vampires, merfolk, pirates, and dinosaurs, and gain the city's blessing. Visit rivalsofixalan.com to find out more.
Check out Rivals of Ixalan Booster Draft Leagues on Magic Online. Draft anytime, play anytime. Available now. For more information, visit mtgo.com.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Randy Bueller, joined now by International Alliance superstar Raph Levy. How you doing?
Hi, Randy. How are you? I'm good.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. Another late night. Sorry to have to put you through this 2 weeks in a row. We had the false start last week. It's early this time? Oh, yeah. All right. Daylight savings time hasn't kicked in.
Yeah, we haven't changed yet. We haven't changed time yet.
So it's like a leisurely 1 a.m. or something.
It's early. I can go for another round. Easy. I have to say, like 2 weeks ago, I was not ready to play. I was like, oh, I couldn't nap at all. It's like, oh, it's 2 a.m. Okay, let's do it. And I saw the problems like piling up. I was like, okay, is it gonna start or not? If it's starting, it has to start now. And they're like, oh, maybe you're gonna do it later. Oh yes, please do it later. Do it later. I'm not gonna be able to play.
All right, so maybe caught a break then, and you guys are up a match too. Maybe you won't even have to play. Maybe Li Shiqian will just pull off a Gavin Nassif and run off a 4-0 here for you. Yeah,
last time we said that Patrick kind of lost that in a pretty heartbreaking way. So yeah. I'm not gonna call the shots here.
Fair enough. Yeah, he did have a bit of a heartbreaking loss. It was like a misclick into a tough game 3 loss when it looked like he had things wrapped up, and then all of a sudden Megan Wolf is the one who ran off 3 wins in a row.
Yeah, it was a Nexus. He activated the wrong Nexus, the one that he just played, so he couldn't attack. And then we lost to this, and then we couldn't beat the Scapeshift deck. So
if you couldn't beat him, you just join him, play your own Scapeshift deck? Is that the idea?
Sure. Sure.
Do you know much about this teamer version of Scapeshift that we're watching Lee play?
I discovered it pretty much at the same time as you did, if you didn't know about it before. Now, okay. I will try my best to see what's going on, but I trust Lee in his choice. We're like, oh, should we play Scapeshift? Like, yeah, I'm gonna play teamer Scapeshift. Okay. I hope you don't expect us to play it because that would be a problem.
So which decks were your contribution to the slate?
I wasn't sure at all. So I tweeted a couple times the Holo One lists, and I tweeted one list like 2 weeks ago with Squeeze.
Oh, right. I wanted to see Squee Hollow One, but you tweeted it. I was all excited, and then when I saw the submission, it wasn't there.
Yeah, like I tried hard. It was pretty good, but it felt I didn't have enough time to tweak it to be like just good
Okay.
enough for this. I think it's a good list, but then with the extra 2 weeks that I'd known, I would have maybe tried to make it a little better.
So tell people that are watching about the deck. It was Squee, Goblin Nabob, and then Zombie Infestation, right?
So pretty much the Holo One list, took the Holo One list, and I took out the Delve creatures, the black Delve creatures, because every time I played the deck, it felt like I liked to play with my graveyard, and every time I had to discard one of these, I'm like, these guys don't do anything. I don't want them in my graveyard. If they are in my graveyard, I want to be able to play them. So it's like, okay, so let's try something else. Like, what do I want to do with this deck? Oh, discard cards. Oh, I know a card that does that. Oh, and I want to get my cards back. Oh, yeah, let's play Squee as well. So the thing is, with Lootings, with Inquiry, with Goblin Lore, you dump your Squeeze, or you have a good chance of dumping them,
Right.
and then you get them back, and then you have more chances to keep the relevant cards in your hand. So, and if you have Zombie Infestation, it's also great with the 1/2 Menace guy.
Oh yeah, sure. Flame Adept is pretty happy.
So, but yeah, I wasn't confident enough, so I just brought the Dredge deck back.
Right. So you have Dredge, not Hollow One, but Dredge.
Yeah.
And so the Squee deck still one you're messing around with? Is this something we're going to see out of you at some future event, maybe?
Could be. Could
I
be.
like that smile. But just the Dredge deck. This is one you like where it's positioned in Modern nowadays?
I think it's much better position than it was. Like the Jund deck is not as bad now. I don't know why, but it feels like they're kind of forgetting about Dredge now. So they put like one less card there, one discard there, and makes the Dredge deck much better. For every sideboard card you don't play, it makes Dredge better.
And you like Dredge more than you like Hollow One?
Yeah, I don't really like Hollow One. It feels a little like whenever I play, it feels a little. I don't know. Not a big fan. I like it with Squee.
Okay. Fair enough.
And then they would just need to find another deck. I like the red-green deck, the Eldrazi red-green deck.
Right. And then you guys still have Affinity, of course, was what Patrick was going to play. But I mean, your sub, Andre Proust, also plenty good with an Affinity deck in his hands.
Yeah, Patrick was like, "Oh yeah, I'm out the next time, so I'm gonna put you on with like the best substitute I can find." So
Makes sense. Now, what are you expecting Madison to do against Li Shijian this round? I can see they've almost got the match set up. We know Lee's going to be playing his Scapeshift deck again, but what do you think Madison counters with?
let me check that. Their Jund could be okay.
Okay.
Like four mages in the board, that could be fine.
They've got a
I'm not-
Ponza deck too. They've got access to.
Yeah, Ponza. Like from what I understand, Ponza is not that great against Scapeshift. That's what Shijian told us. So if they put it
Okay.
up, it's fine.
I mean, in theory, it seems like the big mana build up a bunch of lands versus land destruction. Why is that bad for Ponza?
Yeah,
Not
you get more.
why.
You get more lands. I don't know. And then Jeskai, probably Jeskai.
Okay.
I don't know. I hope they have set it up already. I'm not giving away all the information. I think Jeskai was probably it's probably a deck they're gonna play now.
Makes sense. And the land
That would make sense to me that they put Jeskai now.
Fair enough. And then it'll either be Caleb Durward or it will be Sam Black. That's the other thing we know.
I don't think they're gonna put Lantern here. That seems like that would probably not be very good for.
Yeah, I
Lantern.
agree. So maybe if you want to save the ability to do Lantern next, then you send up Caleb first. Leave Sam with the Lantern option.
Mhm.
Makes sense. Shouldn't be much longer now. I definitely saw that they were about to set this up. So, big picture, this is an elimination match tonight. Either International Alliance or Team Madison will be 0-2 by the time the dust settles from this evening's festivities. Whichever of them is 1-1 will get to play versus one of the other 1-1 teams for a spot in the top 4. Could be Pamplemousse from last night. Could be one of the losers of our next 2 weeks. So coming up on the next couple of weeks, we switch over to the winner's bracket. Those should be some fun matches. All right. Does sound like our match is ready to go, so let's head down to round 2. Here we go. Ponza is the answer. So Caleb Durward with a red-green land destruction deck, complete with Bloodbraid Elves and Tireless Tracker. It's a pretty solid hand Caleb's got there, right? Turn 1 Arbor Elf into land destruction, Bloodbraid, Tireless Tracker. Looks like it is Li Shiqian, however, who is on the play.
Okay, that helps a lot. Being able to remain the first land destruction is huge. Like I remember playing the mono green land destruction deck when my opponent had disrupt. Ooh, that was terrible. That was just the worst feeling.
Raph Levy dropping the Legion land loss references that I might be the only one who can hear them, who gets them. But I went to that Grand Prix. Or is it 15-year-old Raph Levy won the Grand Prix Lyon?
Pretty much, yeah. But did you win the one before? Did you win Madrid? Oh no, that was
I top 8 at Madrid. I didn't.
Oh, Steve-O did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I finished 9th. I ID'd into 9th place.
Oops.
I was young. That was my first big mistake. Still stings. 97, I think.
Yeah, 98, I think. Early 98.
And yes, February 98 was Lyon. Or maybe it was in January 98.
Sounds about right. This would have been extended format Magic, Raph and I are reminiscing about. Wow, so he uses Is It Charm to kill the Arbor Elf. That will also turn off turn 2 Stone Rain possibilities.
And now we have another land.
Yeah. You said that Li Shiqian wasn't going to be bothered by Ponza. I had the same reaction that Madison apparently did.
That's what he said. I was like, oh yeah, but he's going to destroy your lands. You're never going to get to 7. Like, yeah, whatever. I get more lands. I get more lands than he had land destruction. Like, okay. I trust you.
I mean, his hand is landed cantrips. That's all he's got this game.
Yeah, but Caleb is probably going for a tracker now.
You think?
He's not. I don't think he's going to be bothered by Molten Rays.
Interesting.
Oh, maybe not, but oh no, he's going.
He's going Stone Rain.
Well, it's not going to change much because he's going to get remanded anyway.
Right.
The difference is that Stone Rain would have been like he would have been able to play Ace of Charm on the Stone Rain and not on the tracker. Well, I guess he could have killed the tracker as well. So never mind.
Yeah, I think the Is It Charm is why he didn't want to leave tracker, the 2 damage. This is the age-old, man. When you're playing land destruction and your opponent is flooded, it's just the worst feeling in the world, right? You're like, why isn't he out of lands yet? Why does he have 7 lands?
And now he goes Escape Shift, so like another fetch from Caleb, and he's reachable.
Oh yeah, and 19 down to 18 would change the math. Second remand for Li Shiqian, lined up.
Just in case he draws a search. That search wouldn't matter. Wouldn't make it faster.
There's Utopia Sprawl. Presumably this is the Stone Rain again. But here's the remand again. Man, this is just the way Scapeshift draws it up.
So are you repealing the Sprawl now? No,
Huh. Maybe.
because you can't repeal your land. So
It's a good point.
uh, is there any better use of repeal?
Maybe not. All right, Caleb now really wants to resolve land destruction, but 4 mana. He goes for the Bloodbraid Elf, hits Utopia Sprawl, still at 19, so Lee cannot combo him out next turn. Scape Shift would only deal 18.
Is he gonna bounce the Bloodbraid Elves?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm with you. I think repealing Utopia Sprawl
It was
would
better
have
last
made
turn. Yeah,
sense.
that would have been good.
Well, it's funny. It means that Caleb would have played a Stone Rain instead of a Bloodbraid.
Yeah. I know
Actually,
he had the mana, right? Oh no, he did not. That's right. Well, that actually turns out better.
right.
No, he didn't
Strange
play the
enough.
land.
I
No,
guess
he would have
drew
played the
land for turn.
Bloodbraid. He would
He
have
drew
played
the
it.
land for the turn. You're right.
I wonder why he's not playing the repeal.
Maybe saving it
Because
for
now
his
he's
Snapcaster of his own or something.
because now he has to bounce a sprawl. Otherwise, Caleb is gonna play double Molten Rain and Stone Rain, and doesn't want that to happen. Or he can just Scape Shift and kill him next turn.
Right. He's got a Stomping Grounds in his hand now, right? So he can, in theory, well, not anymore.
Never mind.
Oh, he's got a Misty Rainforest in his hand. No, he's going to try to build it up
So
to.
I'm not sure. Wasn't it better to just Scape Shift here and put Caleb down to 1?
I mean, we can see the hands, and
Yeah.
looking at the hands, yes, absolutely. Looking at it without knowing the hands, it's less clear. But I mean,
That's true.
I don't know what goes wrong. You Scape Shift Caleb down to 1, and then you have Misty Rainforest. Oh, the problem is you Scape Shift him down to 1, and then you get your Valakut destroyed.
Yeah.
That's
True.
the problem. You're playing against a Molten
Yeah.
Rain deck. You even know there's a Stone Rain in his hand. So now
But
what? You have to
yeah.
get 2 Valakuts, but then you can't get enough mountains.
True.
No, I don't think Lee could skate. I don't think he could knock him down to 1. He would have
No,
lost
you're
his
right.
mountain.
You're right. No, there was a winning play here. If he gets 2 Valakuts, right? He has 5. How many triggers does he
But
does
don't
he
the
get?
mountains have to see 5 other mountains?
Yeah. Would he have that?
No.
No, he wouldn't. No, never mind. He had only 7
It's
land.
only 7 lands. So 2 Valakut and 5
Yeah,
mountains
yeah.
is 0 triggers.
Yeah, that repeal here. I don't know what he's doing with it.
Well, he's cycling it now.
That was a second Scape Shift. That's not gonna help.
No. The land destruction kicked in just in the nick of time. Li Shiqian had the ability to drop Caleb to a 1, but Caleb has been careful with his fetch lands, only dealt 1 damage to himself, and I think he's going to win this now.
If he's knowing the hands, if he Scape Shift to put Caleb down to 1 and bounce the Utopia Sprawl, he would have won.
He still gets his Valakut blown up. Well, he only wins because he draws the second Scape Shift.
Yeah.
He doesn't
yeah.
know he's going to draw a second Shapeshift.
True.
Tight games. Bloodbraid Elf clicks over for 3. Now, Inferno
So
Titan.
now we
can
win
win
on
this.
what? On
Oh, so Remand can stop the Inferno Titan, so we're not actually done?
no, he can draw a Search. He can draw a Tri-Builder.
Right, Li Shiqian has to top deck a way to get an 8th land into play somehow.
The Caleb can just not play here.
I mean, cracking Wooded Foothill seems crazy. He's been
Oh, that
very careful to stay at 19. He knows the 7th land is... Yeah, I don't even think he's going to try for an Inferno Titan. He's just going to drop a Tireless Tracker, I guess. Make sure he doesn't get a lethal attack blanked by a repeal. Then again, putting a Remand target out on the stack isn't ideal.
It's tempting. Come on, just play Titan. Just go for the win.
Caleb correctly declines that line. Yeah,
What?
Remand on Titan, untap 18U would have been a problem.
Why isn't he remanding here? He's afraid of bolts.
Yeah, you let the tracker resolve.
Like Bolt wouldn't have, like he would have been able to play Bolt anyway. Why isn't he remanding? Electrolyze. Oh, does that win? What?
What? All it does is kill Bloodbraid. He had to get an 8th land into play. It wasn't
Why?
because he could only deal 18 again.
He just drew Electrolyze. Oh, he did with the tap land. He didn't have the mana for that?
He scape shifts, he does 18, and then he casts Electrolyze?
Yeah. Or was it after he did these? Have I missed something? Was he
No
missing
red
land?
mana. Chat
Huh?
says he has no red mana.
Yeah, no red mana. Oh, right.
Caleb consistently killed his red. So that was the problem.
Okay, message from Lee is misclick twice in a row. That's nice.
Yikes.
Ugh. All right, I guess he wanted to. I don't know where he misclicked, but
Well, maybe remanding the Tireless Tracker. Yeah, he should have remanded the Tireless Tracker. The other one is maybe the repeal on the Utopia Sprawl. I don't think the repeal on the Utopia Sprawl turned out to matter.
okay.
Like, he wound up using the repeal anyway on the Utopia Sprawl later, and I think Caleb's mana would have worked out about the same.
All right.
I mean, I could go back and look at it, but I feel like that didn't turn out to matter. And similarly, the remand only matters if the top card of Lee's library was, what, Search for Tomorrow? Or Tri-Builder.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably didn't matter. Yeah, Misty Rainforest was his fetch land, and he had no red mana.
All right, that's why.
God, I'm still thinking about your Legion land loss reference. Can't believe you won that Grand Prix.
Why?
I
That was
should have
the
won
best
that Grand Prix.
That was the best deck by far. What did you
Disagree.
lose to? Huh? What'd you play?
I played Lantax Scroll Rack.
Lentax. That's the deck I didn't like. That was the deck that could actually beat me.
Right. You're trying to blow up my lands. I'm playing a Lantax game. Let's fight. Oh, I guess I didn't have Scroll Rack yet. Scroll Rack hadn't been printed. Or no, Scroll Rack
It
had,
was.
not Mox Diamond. Sorry. I had Lantax Scroll Rack, but Mox Diamond was in the next set. That's when the deck
It was
deserved.
in Stronghold.
Yeah, Stronghold came out, and suddenly the Tax Rack was just absurd. Once you had Mox Diamond in the mix. But yeah, I was playing Tax Rack. I'm pretty sure I had it in a control shell. I had the Humility lock in there. Keldjorn Outpost with Humility, Orim's Prayer with Humility. It's good times. Lock everything up.
I think I played Tranquil Groove in that deck. Tranquil Grove, and Emerald Charms.
Yeah, your deck was cool. It's one of the few times Land Destruction has actually won a big event, right? Hansa deck never actually won anything, has it?
Well, if you consider Wildfire to be a land destruction deck, then
And Wildfire, sure. Feels like a technicality. That was a fast mana deck. That was like a, hey, look, I have an artifact that taps for 3. All right, here we go. Game 2. Ponza got the job done, blew up just enough land, just barely fast enough for Caleb to win that game. So Elysian Channel on the play again. Caleb once again, oh, there's Molten Rain off the top. I was about to say he's got the acceleration, but he does not have the land destruction spell. Molten Rain off the top. So now he's set to go turn 2 Molten Rain into turn 3 Tracker followed by a fetch land. That's not bad. Remand, though, is going to defend Lee's first land.
why is he playing Tri-Builder here?
Oh, he might. Yep, looks like Tri-Builder is the line. Another fetch land to go with that tracker.
So for now, the tracker is not exactly threatening. There's not much threat in Caleb's hand. As long as he doesn't have 5 mana, we should be fine.
You're confident that Izzet Charm is going to take out Tireless Tracker in time?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Easy.
Easy versus the
Easy.
land destruction deck?
Easy charm.
We'll still get 2 clues out of it, though. Even if that's how
Depends how late he plays it.
I mean, if you go Tireless Tracker,
yeah.
fetch land.
True. Yeah. He's not gonna sack it right away. He's gonna wait to untap. And he will flood it again.
Stomper got tap, says go with Remand up. Oh, if the tracker gets remanded, then Caleb may actually have 2 mana to crack a clue.
No, but then there's Snapcaster, so
Fair enough. That's expensive though. The
that's
problem
next,
is once the
next
tracker,
turn.
but once the tracker sees 1 clue get sacrificed,
Yeah.
it's out of Izzet Charm range. Oh, but they never play around the second Izzet Charm.
Because this turn, Shitian can Snapcaster, remand the tracker, and then Caleb can play it again because he has 6 mana, and play it like as a 3/2, and then it would
Caleb
be.
might lead on Relic of Progenitus.
Oh, true.
No, he's going straight for the tracker.
No, I think he heard me.
Relic to Fizzle Snapcaster would have been relevant, but I guess he figures Remand, he just gets to replay it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that plan. Then we're gonna go for a Snapcaster beatdown. Another land.
Caleb forced to play another fetch land. Played, ignoring the Relic in order to be able to play the tracker twice does make sense. It's certainly the better line against a Remand in Lee's hand. It's only weaker against Snap. Meanwhile, yes, there is Izzet Charm. Down goes Tireless Tracker. All that hard work Caleb just did. Finally resolved it.
So now we're left with just lands and Izzet Charm.
Yeah, somehow Snapcaster Mage is just the biggest creature standing on turn 5.
Arbor Elf is gonna trade for it.
Agree.
It's very sad. Maybe we just kill it and just go for the win with a Snapcaster Mage.
Is he really going to Izzet Charm to kill an Arbor Elf? It's not insane. It's a little insane.
Now I
It's
would
not
probably just
completely
draw
insane.
this turn.
I
Izzet
certainly
Charm-
would want
I
to see
know.
my top card before making that decision.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Offers the trade. Yeah, Caleb accepts. So Li Shiqian has fought his way up to 6 lands. Caleb has been cracking fetches this game, so he's in range. 7 mana Scape Shift is lethal with Caleb at 15. But Lee has to find it. Time to cycle into Izzet Charm? Seems like it's probably time to cycle Izzet Charm.
Yeah. Nope, still not. It's taking his time.
Goes for Steam Vents.
I'm not gonna call the worst things that could happen because I just don't want to do it. Say, oh yeah, Caleb could do this and to this and to well, I'm just gonna.
You don't want to will it into being? Ooh, Blood
Yeah,
Moon.
I'm just gonna sit and watch. Okay, well that's.
That is a must counter with Cryptic Command card.
How many Blood Moons does he have?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know.
I was gonna say Blood Bread into Blood Moon. Would have been worse. But okay,
Fair.
but only Blood Moon's fine.
Caleb goes ahead and cracks the relic. He wants the card draw. He wants to kill the entire graveyard. Draws Stone Rain for his trouble.
So he has how many Blood Moons? 4 Blood Moons. I wouldn't counter that. What does he want to? Yeah,
Caleb can pay 2 mana.
yeah,
So the plan here is
yeah.
draw
just to-
discard 2 while he's got the mana floating.
Yeah. Probably does not want to misclick or something. Is he countering? No, that's pretty bad idea. Oh,
It's 3? I thought it was 2.
it
It's
is.
been 3 the whole time?
I think it's 2.
I thought it was 2. Why does that look like it says 3?
Yeah. Well,
Just wants to force him to crack Wooded Foothills?
I wouldn't know why. It looks like a 2. Oh well.
Yeah, Caleb pays. Stone Rain resolves. I don't know why he didn't draw 2, discard 2 there.
I don't know. Well, we have more lands.
All right. How about we draw 2, discard 2 with this one?
Yeah. And draw nothing. That's also pretty good.
I mean, you are playing against an opponent with nothing.
Oh, I know. I'm not complaining.
It's
I mean,
8
we
lands
should
and
have
a Bird of
we should have drawn
Paradise
2 more cards.
against 7 lands and a repeal.
And a land. Oh man, this game.
This is a riveting game of Magic. That's not Escape Shift.
Well, that's another something. Yeah, we can beat land destruction with that.
Oh, Bloodbraid.
Okay, this is what we don't want to see. Oh, that's
Instant
definitely what we don't
Tireless
want to see.
Tracker. There's a land. Get the tracker trigger. Caleb instantly cracks the clue. Tracker's now out of Visit Charm range and a Stone Rain off the top.
Stone Rain is still fine.
I mean, at some point you're going to run out of mountains, aren't you? There's only 10 in the list. There's 4 Stomping
I can
Grounds,
see
4
what-
Steep Vent, 2 Basic. I don't know how many have been exiled with that relic, but there's 2 in the yard.
I think we're still fine.
Probably. I mean, I guess you only need 5 triggers. You can leave some mountains in play. Get a Valakut in 5 is good enough.
Yeah, attack with the bird. That's cool. That's good.
He's probably going to cycle repeal on the tracker here, I would think. Just
Yeah.
draw one.
He's been very aggressive. Not like he's been very defensive with the repeal, not like keeping them as long as he could.
Electrolyze.
Oh, that's good.
That-
Yeah,
Kill the
Definitely.
Bloodbraid.
yeah.
Kill the Bloodbraid, draw a card, or save it to kill tracker next turn.
Now that would probably not work. If Kelp draws another land,
Well, you can kill it as response to the create a clue trigger.
yeah.
But down goes Bloodbraid. Makes sense. There's a remand. More cantrips, more stall. Here's an opt. Where's the scape shift? Valakut.
Do you want to play it?
Not really. I don't think you want to expose
Oh,
it. do you?
that's no, yeah. Not sure about that one.
I think that's your land drop on the turn. You're going to cast Escape Shift.
Yeah,
Wow, Wooded Foothills off the top for Caleb. So this tracker can draw a couple of cards. Plenty of mana to recast it.
all right. Maybe we'll get there and draw the actual scape ship.
Here's Opt. Into a
Yep.
mountain. Here's Wooded Foothills. Trigger. Clue. Crack it.
So now we can draw a lot of cards that would be very annoying.
Sounds right. Primal Command. What does that do?
So gain 7 life.
Ha!
No, 21. I don't know. I don't know if 21 would do anything. Okay, getting a primeval a Titan would work.
Steam vents. That is not scape shift. I'm starting to not like your
Yeah.
chances, Raph.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
That tireless tracker is doing some serious work. There's a wooded foothills that can give it another clue. Primal command. It becomes an option next turn.
Yeah, for what? For gain 7, look for a card, look for a guy. Like a Bloodbraid Elf. 21 gaining 7. I don't know if it do much. Just time walk. Just put a land on top. And get maybe that would be good. Put a land on top and get a Bloodbraid Elf.
I think get and then cast Bloodbraid is on the list. I don't know what the other mode is. Time walk feels pretty relevant.
Time walk's pretty good, yeah.
I don't know if Lee can't really time Search for Tomorrow around that. If he has a suspended Search for Tomorrow about to go off, he could get a shuffle out of it, but he can't set that up. A, he doesn't know about the primal command. B, all this stuff happens at sorcery speed. All right, Lee passes. Caleb gonna go ahead and crack to get a clue. Probably gonna spend his mana while he's got it on the clue. Oh, another tracker. Utopia Sprawl is functionally free to cast. Yeah, if he chooses to put a land on top of Lee's library, I think we're done.
Doesn't he win like it's 5?
It's 5, but I think
8. Yeah, it's 13 damage. Yeah.
Right. His other mode is Bloodbraid.
Yep.
Right?
That should be good. I mean, bad, but should be.
Bloodbraid Elf. I don't even think it matters what he hits because he's attacking for 8. Lee's going to top deck Valakut, and then he's attacking for 8. Oh, the Stone Rain for the Rubbins. He says, you can't even have double green anymore. No escape shift for you. You're going to top deck Valakut anyway. And Ponza gets the job done. So Team Madison evens it up at 1 match apiece. Caleb Durward comes by that Ponza deck on us. That's a Madison deck from, speaking of 90s decks, that was an Adrian Sullivan deck way back in the day. Also fighting out of Madison, Wisconsin. Now what happens, Raph?
Now we're gonna figure out what we're sending.
All right. Well, I'll go let you huddle up. Stay tuned, guys. 1 match apiece. Plenty of Magic still to come. Right after this.
Need the latest Magic the Gathering singles for Constructed, casual cards for the kitchen table, or sealed product for a draft night with friends? CoolStuffInc.com has what you're looking for. With an extensive selection of singles, sealed, and supplies, free shipping on orders of $100 or more, a 25% buy list bonus, and our ever-popular customer rewards program, CoolStuffInc.com is a one-stop shop for all your Magic the Gathering needs.
Rivals of Ixalan is available in stores. Stake your claim. The Golden City of Araska has been found. Build your forces with new vampires, merfolk, pirates, and dinosaurs, and gain the city's blessing. Visit rivalsofixalan.com to find out more.
Check out Rivals of Ixalan Booster Draft Leagues on Magic Online. Draft anytime, play anytime. Available now. For more information, visit mtgo.com.
Hello and welcome back. I'm now joined by Matt Severa. How are things going, Matt?
All right.
1-1. How do you feel about the way the matchups play out from here? Have you done much of that look ahead yet?
I haven't really thought about it too hard. I'm just kind of crossing my fingers, hoping maybe Sam can make a run with Lantern. See what happens.
Fair enough. Sam with Lantern is, I guess, up next no matter what, or probably up next?
I can't say. I have no idea, but I think so. Yeah, I think that's probably our best choice. So, but maybe Caleb will just go 4-0. Who knows?
Do you how much confidence do you have in this Ponza deck?
Not very much. I mean, we weren't really sure what to bring against Scapeshift. Caleb said he heard the matchup was like kind of medium-ish, bad, sort of, but
okay,
we didn't really know. So.
Yeah, Raph was telling us that LST didn't mind. I mean, they were kind of thinking, well, I mean, they can try Ponza. It seems like in theory, land destruction against a deck that relies on lands, but Li Shitan apparently felt like he just had so much land in his deck that you couldn't realistically run him out. So
right,
they were okay with the matchup.
Yeah.
But you guys got the job done anyway.
That we did. So yeah, crossing my fingers here for Caleb.
Yeah,
maybe he gets to be on the play.
Ha! That does seem like an important role. Now, any thoughts about your first round match?
Other than that, I have never played that exact matchup before. I don't actually have a ton of experience with Eldrazi-Tron, and I don't really know what to do against Scapeshift, so it didn't look like I had a lot of options. I just kind of played like, big monsters and tried to attack, and it didn't seem to work out very well. Yeah, I think probably taking out a Ballista for Hangerback Walker was probably a mistake in retrospect, given repeal. I just as soon as I played that Hangerback Walker, I'm like, man, if this gets repealed, I'm gonna look really stupid. But
and then we noticed you still had Dismembers. You were worried about him sideboarding in his big creatures after sideboarding?
I just have so few cards that are actually relevant. And so if he sides in a creature, then I guess I want it. Otherwise, Chalice is pretty bad, and most of my cards are honestly pretty bad. So
fair enough. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Now, you've got Ponza lined up. Do you have a sense of what you think they're going to want to send up against your Ponza deck?
Oh, I wish I knew the matchups against Ponza.
So their choices, Temur Scapeshift, they're now done with. Scapeshift deck went 1-1. It's done. They have an Infect deck. They have a Red-Green Eldrazi deck. They have an Affinity deck. And then they have Dredge.
Well, let's see. Red-Green Eldrazi doesn't seem horrible, oddly enough. I don't think the matchup's supposed to be horrible for Red-Green Eldrazi. And then Dredge seems like it just might be miserable for us, honestly. I don't really they operate off, not that much mana, and we play spells that are just kind of big clunky creatures, and they just kind of flood the board. So I can look at how much interaction we actually have for that, but that kind of seems bad in theory for us. So
do you think it seems like one of their beatdown decks might be the right play for them?
Infect seems totally reasonable. Again, operates off not that much mana. We don't have a ton of interaction, so
and then
it should be
potentially
pretty
Affinity
easy
as well.
Yeah, we have to imagine we have grudges here, so there's that. Just can hope that we draw them.
Fair enough. I believe those are the decks Andre Prost would be playing if it does play out that way. I know he and Patrick Dickman have pretty similar tastes in decks, so we may get a clue when we find out whether they're setting up Raph or Andre.
Yeah, that should tell us a lot.
Yeah, Red-Green Ponza, you've got a Nature's Claim in the sideboard. You've got 2 Ancient Grudges in the sideboard. Only the 2.
Yeah.
But then a couple of Abrades.
I mean, Grudge is a great card. It can go a long way. So, a lot of those games are just decided by Grudge just killing the only 2 real threats that Affinity draws. So, but Infect is really scary.
Interesting. That makes sense. It's got to be one of those, right? It's got to be Andre playing either Infect or Affinity.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, Andre's, great with Affinity, right? So, that's kind of his, his go-to deck. So maybe they'll just bring out the big guns right away. I don't know.
Makes sense to me. Meanwhile, if you guys are looking forward, next week's show, just so you guys know, we start to get to the teams that won their first round match. It's actually the R&D crew. The Play Design team will be taking on Channel Fireball in next week's show. So pretty interesting match. A bunch of players that certainly are fun to watch there. Minvi will be taking on the Brew crew to round out week 2. So I guess that's 2 weeks from yesterday, March the 27th. That'll be the last matchup. And the way that works, both of those matches are 4 spots in the top 4. You go 2-0, you get a bye, and you get to go directly into the top 4 of the tournament. So some time off and spot in the semifinals. The one other thing I did want to mention, the Play Design team, they've got basically everybody in the pit has been helping them. You know, they gave a lot of credit to Michael Majors last time around for helping to build the decks that they won with. So they're actually going to mix up the lineup. Majors is going to be playing. I'm trying to see. So their lineup is actually going to be Michael Majors, Dan Musser, and Andrew Brown. So we'll probably get some of the same folks on commentary again. Paul and Melissa and Tom are still going to be around. They're still helping, but they wanted the whole team to be part of this experience. So I said they can all be alternates, and we'll get to see a whole new crew of pilots next week. And the gang will be there trying to earn that spot in the top 4. But first, let's see who's going to stay alive here. Sounds like our players are ready. Let's head down to match number 3. Panza for Caleb Durward, and it is Infect for Andre Prost. So 2 beatdown decks to choose from. One of them Andre has a little more experience with, but the Infect deck they decided is just the better matchup, and that's where they're going to go. Down to 6 cards, though.
Seems like the right call for them.
And they are on the play, so Caleb still can't win a die roll.
Also seems like the right thing for them.
No red mana in Caleb's draw either. He's got the pair of turn 1 accelerants, but it's the Arbor Elves that don't give him any red mana.
Oh, I have a good feeling though. We'll get it.
We'll get there.
Basic
Forest off the top the first turn though.
I mean, we better get there because this tracker is not gonna do it.
All right, Andre looks like he's got turn 2 Blighted Agent queued up. He'll have Exalted next turn. It's not going to take very long.
He is not going to have a hard time getting 10 Infect here.
No, this looks like... I think it'll take till turn 4, but...
Yeah.
That's all it's going to take.
Oh, yeah. No, I really wouldn't want to be in Caleb's spot right now. Oh, good. A Stone Rain. Huh. Don't worry. We'll get a lot of value off this tracker.
Yeah?
So, yeah, we might get to crack a clue before we die here. We'll see.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, this is going to be Noble Hierarch.
Well...
Into Blighted Agent.
Okay. So...
Is he going to play the Glistener?
Yeah,
sweepers in the main, right? Yeah, just add the Glistener Elf.
I think so. And also, you know, if we had a removal spell, we would have used
red
it last
mana.
turn. There we go.
It comes in the form of a fetch land, so multiple clues.
Yeah, I told you I was confident.
So you can knock the Infect player down to 2 green mana. That's not exactly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we just spin Bloodbraid here, or what can we even hit with it? I'm looking it up right now.
You have Lightning Bolts, right?
Oh,
maybe.
Maybe Beast Within. No.
All right, Blood Moon is what Caleb has decided.
Okay.
Turns the Breeding Pool into a mountain, turns off any future Nexuses, so I kind of get it.
Yeah.
But, oh, geez. Become Immense off the top.
I mean, yeah.
Well, does he have? He doesn't quite have enough green mana to get it done here, right?
No, it looks like he's got, 6 Infect?
7, 8. 0 cards in his yard, though, so he can't actually cast Become Immense.
Right.
He doesn't. He has either a blue and a green or 2 green. So
Right.
Distortion
he's
Strike on Glistener Elf.
okay. So he's just gonna do 4, and then either one of.
Yeah, it's just 3. Exalted. You can't get the
3.
Exalted Trigger and 2 attackers. So
Okay.
5 poison.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, next turn
Yeah.
there's both a Blighted Agent and a Distortion Strike coming down.
Oh,
Vine
yeah.
of Basswood will turn either of those into a 5-power creature. So Andre Prost gonna need 5 turns.
Yeah.
To get the job done, and this did not feel particularly close.
No, it did not. But you know, out of the sideboard, we have some spells. Like
Yeah, if Caleb had been on the play, if Caleb had been on the play and come up with a red mana, this could have been interesting.
yeah, I mean, we just really need to be on the play in this matchup.
Backs a Clue, Stone Rains, yeah, no time.
Yeah, nothing we do matters. I guess we're gonna
Wait, is
get
that
down to 6.
is this actually? So he killed the Dryad Arbor, which means your only source of green mana is now Noble Hierarch.
Oh yeah,
So you can't
That's
kick a Vines of Vassal,
true.
and
That
you
is
can't actually
very
cast
true.
Appallaments. So maybe we're not done yet.
Maybe we're not done yet. Yeah, I didn't even look at Andre's life total here.
Blink Moth Nexus. Wow. This is only 3.
Yeah, this is only 3. We might win. I spoke way too soon.
You're gonna have to chump.
I mean, yeah.
You
Blood
have
Moon's
to
doing a lot of
chump.
work.
Yeah, Blood Moon is definitely doing work.
If we just attack with everything,
If you attack with everything,
you have to chump. That's a
and then
Blood
there's
Red Elf.
no green mana, which means the Blighted Agent can't even hit for 2. If
Yeah.
no Hierarch dies in combat. This is crazy.
But also, that's a Blood Red Elf. So
Oh, you can't even
that
chump?
It's just
Caleb's gonna
lethal.
win this game?
Yeah, Caleb's. I mean, I said the whole time he's got it locked up.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you said it the whole time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow. All right. Blood Moon did some work there.
Blood Moon did some work, and and I guess Andre drew 2 lands and a Noble Hierarch, so it's not like he drew land light, but he drew
No,
he
you
drew
know,
land average, and he needed just one more land. He needed a second green source.
right. But I mean, how many does he actual like forests does he really play?
You know what?
'Cause-
Remember the turn? Well, sure, but you remember the turn where Andre played the Distortion Strike?
Yeah.
What if he plays kicked Vines of Vastwood there instead?
So if he plays vines on his guy, he gets what, an extra. He does 6
damage.
instead of 3, and so that would be enough because he can then distortion strike for 3 the next turn because he ended up being 3 short that game, right, or 2 short.
Too short.
Yeah.
I think
So
if he goes, I mean, obviously we can see the hands, but
mhm.
kicked Vines of Vastwood would have actually gotten the job done. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I'm not going to pretend I know how to play Infect better than he does, having 0 games in with it, really.
Oh, he couldn't kick the Vines of Vastwood because Dryad Arbor's a mountain? Blood Moon hits Dryad Arbor too?
Was Blood Moon in play then? I don't even remember.
Yes. Blood
Yeah.
Moon was in play, so he couldn't do it.
So
Dryad
that
Arbor
explains
is
that.
not- Dryad Arbor, despite being a forest, is not a basic land. So
Yep. Okay, there we go.
there we go. No, so Andre didn't mess it up. It's just Blood Moon. Blood Moon did even more work than I was giving it credit for.
Yeah.
For some
no.
reason, like the big giant green mana symbol had me thinking it's a forest, but it's not.
Yeah, I was looking at it and I just saw green from that hierarch. So, but nope.
Single green off the Hierarch, so he never had a chance to kick one of those Vines of Vastwood, and Blood Moon did just enough.
Yep.
Wow. Even on the draw, I did not think you were going to win that game on the draw.
Yeah.
Sorry for the
Yeah.
lack of an Andre Prost picture. He is substituting for Patrick Dickman this week. Once we had to postpone and reschedule the match, we couldn't find a time for that Patrick could make. Huh.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Every time I watch this red green deck, it looks like it's just doing nothing, and then until it's not.
Well, here is Forest Utopia Sprawl.
Yeah, this
but
looks
no
a little.
turn 3 play.
Yeah, I don't.
Do you keep it?
I don't know if you can keep this on the draw, but
5 mana cards, a Blood Braid, and an Inferno Titan.
yeah, to turn 4 Inferno Titan. That's your interaction. I don't know. Maybe it's good enough.
Yeah, if you draw a land, you get turn
Yeah.
4 Titan. Turn 3 Blood Braid into turn 4 Titan. I guess he kept it. I mean, obviously, any land destruction spell off the top is great.
Yeah, if you're not going to draw a land, you're likely to be drawing, a different piece of interaction or a land destruction spell or something, or like, yeah.
Andre, no Glistener Elf, just Bauble. So he kept Blighted Agent, Might. Yeah, he's basically and a Nexus.
Mutagenic Growth, and yeah, it's not the most explosive draw I've seen.
Tireless Tracker is something.
I have to go get that. No,
Yeah, sorry, Matt. Matt had warned us that the doorbell would ring. A kind person would show up bearing magic cards that Matt needs for a tournament. We told him he could have 20 seconds. Yeah, maybe 30. This looks like, oh, it's interesting. I assume it's turn 2 Tireless Tracker. It could be Arbor Elf and Utopia Sprawl to set up more mana
Sorry
next
about
turn.
that. I have a new dog, and he's nuts.
No worries. Oh, he can go Utopia Sprawl and he goes Utopia Sprawl into Arbor Elf. Yeah, fair enough. So Caleb did draw the Tireless Tracker that could have given him something to do on turn 2, but he decided
He just wants to Titan.
2 more mana accelerants was better. So he's got turn 3 Inferno Titan on tap.
Yep.
That's not bad.
Does seem good. Except
And wait. Oh,
except
he
it
drew
might not-
Noble Hierarch. Might of Old Krosa, Mutagenic Growth, Noble Hierarch, Kablam. Turn 3 kill on the play is better than turn 3 Inferno Titan.
yes, it is.
Wow, Andre drew really well. I didn't think his opener was capable of a turn 3 kill. I thought he was going to kill on turn 4, which was going to be faster than the turn 4 Inferno Titan.
Right.
We'll try to get switched to the sideboard view. Crazy. I've been wrong about my expectation for who's going to win both games so far.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I guess Andre was kind of just like one spell short. Maybe, yeah, I guess it was 2, but
I thought he had 1 Might of Old Krosa, 1 Mutagenic Growth on the draw. When I looked at his opener, I think he drew Might of Old Krosa and Noble Hierarch.
yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Although to be fair, just the Might of Old Krosa was good enough. He didn't need the Hierarch, right?
Caleb was at 1 infect, right?
No. Might and Might.
He
And well, he had the Mutagenic Growth. Might plus Mutagenic Growth is good enough.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, his opener needed a +4 is what his opener needed, and he drew it.
Ooh, Anchor is going to be good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Caleb finally on the play. He broke serve in the first game. Now, do you anger away just a Noble Hierarch? No.
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, Andre's got to play something here to follow up.
Well, he's going to play Blighted Agent.
I mean, he's still going to get to save a Blighted Agent if he wants.
He has to spend 2 cards to do it, though, right?
He just has to use Pendelhaven and then Mutagenic Growth, right?
Oh, Pendelhaven Mutagenic, yeah. 2 effects, but there's a way to do that with only 1 card.
But
Caleb
I
has
mean,
the option if he prefers of Bloodbraid Elf, but no, yeah, I think
No.
anger first makes a ton more sense.
yeah, I mean, this is going to also take away a Hierarch, which is great. And then next turn, if we draw a land, we can Inferno Titan, and that's going to be pretty awesome.
Pendelhaven plus Mutagenic Growth means Andre is all in on this Blighted Agent. His Hierarch dies, so he can
But except
deal
like you just
9
we're just
poison. If he
No, we're
draws
just
3
dead
mana,
to the
he
forest,
wins.
right? Yeah.
Oh,
So,
it's
is that a
Dryad
Dryad Arbor?
It's
Oh no.
not a forest. It's a Dryad Arbor.
All right. All
Summoning
right.
sickness is a problem.
Dryad Arbor has not been as good as Basic Forest this match.
Very true. That's not.
Uh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is not Inferno Titan.
Yeah. So.
Land for Inferno Titan would have killed the Blighted Agent. Problem.
Yeah. So now we minus Chandra and it gets vines, and then we're at dead. We're dead.
Yep.
Yep.
Chandra's not good enough. Oh, I guess Land for Inferno Titan would have had the same problem, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Andre had it. Had it coming and going, and Andre Prost with Infect. Wow, Caleb came super close.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it was closer than I thought it'd be, but yeah, bad matchup for us.
Super close, but at the end of the day, Ponza fails. Andre Prost tags in and wins the match with Infect. Yeah, I don't know that there's any way that last game goes better. Even if he draw the land, Andre played it where he always had the ability to react to a removal spell. Right?
Yeah.
The mutagenic growth saved him from the anger. I don't know that there was any way Caleb could have played that. Even if Andre's hand had been fixed up, he was just a turn too fast.
To magically draw 2 removal spells or a sudden shock, that's not in our list.
Yeah, or have Andre not draw the second Might of Velcrosa in the middle game, the second game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Close match. So it will be Infect coming up in round 4. International Alliance has a 2-1 lead at this point, and you guys got to send Sam Black up. I know this is not exactly a horrible thing to have to do. Sam should do just fine. Will it be Infect? Will it be Lantern against the Infect deck?
I'll confer with my team. So I'll trust Sam's judgment.
We will figure that out. We'll be back right after these messages with match number 4.
Need the latest Magic the Gathering singles for constructed, casual cards for the kitchen table, or sealed product for a draft night with your friends? CoolStuffInc.com has what you're looking for. With an extensive selection of singles, sealed, and supplies, free shipping on orders of $100 or more, a 25% buy list bonus, and our ever-popular customer rewards program, CoolStuffInc.com is a one-stop shop for all your Magic the Gathering needs.
Rivals of Ixalan is available in stores. Stake your claim. The Golden City of Araska has been found. Build your forces with new vampires, merfolk, pirates, and dinosaurs, and gain the city's blessing. Visit rivalsofixalan.com to find out more.
Check out Rivals of Ixalan Booster Draft Leagues on Magic Online. Draft anytime, play anytime. Available now. For more information, visit mtgo.com.
Welcome back. I'm Randy Bueller. I'm now joined by Li Shi Tian. How are things going?
Good. Except I misclick a lot.
So we heard you misclicked. What did it wind up mattering? What were you trying to do that you didn't get to?
I want to draw 2 and discard 2 with the Is a Charm.
Oh,
So
right. That was surprising.
I go double check my option and I click the wrong one.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we got a good counter deck. Like Infect against Ponza the matchup is so good.
Yeah. It was actually kind of close. I thought Caleb almost pulled that off.
Yeah, but Bumble is actually quite good when we can't draw the basic lands.
Yeah.
But we do only need one or 2 basic land. One basic land to operate the deck.
So Andre's going to keep playing that Infect deck now. Do you think they have a good counter to Infect? What are you expecting Madison to do now, do you think?
I think they can bring Jeskai or Zhang.
Jeskai or Zhang?
Yeah. Because they have a lot of interaction against the Infect. Infect is like the king of go fishing deck. The consistency they have is just so huge.
I know it's going to be Sam Black. They've already gone through Matt Severa. They've already gone through Caleb Durward, so it has to be Sam Black. That always makes me think, well, what about Lantern?
Like Infect is a deck that capable of beating Lantern because it is attacking with like 1 power creatures. Sometimes Lantern cannot empty their hand by turn 3, and then Infect can beat turn 3 bridge. So I think Lantern is not that good against Infect.
Oh, I suppose Noble Hierarch is an issue in potentially letting the Infect deck win with regular damage too, right?
Yeah, sometimes you drew like 3 or 2 becoming mans, and then you can go for it.
So probably not Lantern is your theory. Right, your theory makes sense. Jeskai would make sense here. Well, I mean, we'll see. It does have to be Sam the way things work out.
Yeah.
Do you have a feeling about the slate of decks that they brought? Were you surprised by anything they brought to the table, or are you worried about how this might play out at all?
Yeah, we kind of expecting they are not bringing in aggressive aggro deck. Like that's why the scale ship I play, I cut the lightning bolt for it. Like I put in Is a Charm and then I cut the lightning bolt.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah, but then they show up with Storm, so we have to ban it because that is the only deck that can beat that can kill before turn 4, I think. So we just ban the deck.
Makes sense. Now, talk to me about that Temur Scapeshift deck you were playing. Is that a deck you like in the current Modern, or was it more specifically something for this Super League against that opponent?
Yeah, like a Temur Scapeshift is always a deck I like. It. Yeah, I make my first Proto top deck with it, and then they unban Jace. With like turn 3 Jace is the best you can do, and then there's lots of shuffling effect. So the brainstorm with fetch is just so good, and then you only need 1 card to win the game. So Jace, it is extra win condition, and then it just naturally fit into the deck. So I want to try it out.
And now, what do you think now that you've tried it?
I think it's only okay, not the best. Like I can easily lose to other aggressive deck, but yeah, it happened to be good in this match for us.
Now, I don't know if you have any events coming up. If you had a big event that you needed to play this weekend, what would you play in Modern nowadays?
I think like Ponza is actually not that bad because you might not expecting the loss of Infect deck. Like in this round we have a counter deck for it. That's why it just survived 1 match. But
Sure.
But if in a GP, like there's a lots of different types of deck, you have a consistent strategy that you can, like, you keep on land destroying, and then you have a better pressure with Barbaric Elf now. So I think the deck is actually quite good.
Interesting. Do you have events coming up soon? What's your schedule look like?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks later. I got a team trios in Kyoto. Yeah.
Which format do you play?
I'm playing modern.
Got it. So Ponza is on the short list of decks to consider.
Yeah, maybe Ponza or Holo Run. Like
sure.
We saw how Nassif did yesterday.
That we did. All right. Well, that'll be in a couple of weeks. It'll be interesting to see what Lee brings to that tournament. But for now, let's head down to the next match. Jeskai Control was the prediction from Li Shi Tian as to what Team Madison would bring to this match, and Jeskai Control it is. Sam Black will be piloting it against Andre Prost and his Infect deck. Andre repping the International Alliance, currently up 2-1, so they just need 2 more wins. Halfway home, but you guys got to halfway home last time around and couldn't quite finish the deal. So. See if this one goes any better for you.
The Jeskai Control is kind of the best counter deck against us, so I think we are behind this match. And the hand is actually not that good because we are relying on the Noble Harak. Like now, if we go Pendelhaven, if we didn't draw land and we go Pendelhaven Noble, then Sam go Bolt. We might have to spend our resources on it.
Oh, Sam drew a Lightning Helix, so he's got options.
Yeah.
Does he want a Bolt and a Serum Visions? Does he want to leave up a Spell Snare?
So here, if Sam go Bolt, we can choose to double Mutagenic Growth.
Yeah,
nope.
Glacial Fortress. So Andre declined double Mutagenic Growth. Could have kept his Hierarch alive, but I think he figured, well, I've got another one.
Yeah.
So
but
it still doesn't have a second land. So I mean, you saw Sam chose to leave up the Spell Snare, figuring, oh, I'll grab the Blighted Agent or whatever, but no second land, sort of accidentally played around that.
Maybe Aegis will try to bake all the removals and then just use the Mutagenic Growth plus the Divine to win, like so that he don't need to top that and yeah, he top that land is live now, and he don't need to top that.
Baited 2 removal spells. Baited 2 removal spells with the Hierarchs. Now the Glistener Elf catches Sam without a removal spell right now. Of course, there's Snapcaster Mage off the top.
Yeah.
Now, how's he going to play this? Just main phase it? While there's no untapped green mana? Looks like main phase doesn't want to let Vines counter this Lightning Bolts. So he's just going to tap out to kill the Listener Elf main phase.
Yeah, that's a good play because if we go on tap, we can with the active Pendelhaven. Now we are having trouble. We don't have a good creature, good infect creatures, and then we don't have the mana to palm to cast our spells. So
I mean, a couple Mutagenic Growths means I think Moth Nexus he can get close. You know
yeah, but they do have the Colonnade against us.
Like, sure. Colonnade is going to be ready to block, I guess, next turn in theory.
Mm-hmm. So if they go search can search fit next turn? Nah, no.
It'll just be card number 6.
Yeah. So we need to have a brew mana to cast the strike.
Distortion Strike could be good.
Yep, but not good when Sam
pays. He pays the mana for the Hallowed Fountain, so he does have block with Colonnade lined up.
Yeah, we don't get another land. So, like if we draw land, then we're good. it is like kind of gambling. We either draw land or we draw palm spell afterward, like for deciding not to save the Noble Hierarch there. But of course we know, the Jeskai control have lots of removals, and then,
you really. I don't think you wanted to spend 2 mutagenic growth saving one of those hierarchs.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could save it with 1, of course, but spending 2.
Yeah, maybe Andrew is not expecting so many burn-based removal. Like if we got 1 Path to Exile, then we can unload our hand easily. But now, yeah.
Well, he did find the Glistener Elf, but Snapcaster Mage is going to flash back a Lightning Helix to deal with that one.
I think now he need to spend the mutagenic growth here. No?
It would have been 2 once again.
Yeah.
I mean, having them to point at an Inkmoth Nexus seems pretty tempting, especially if he comes up with a land for.
Right. But then now, if we go attack with Nexus, he activate Conane, and then he got Puff. Yeah.
Andre picks up 2 Snapcasters. He's got nothing. Let's go to sideboarding, says Andre Proust.
So we got Wow Defiance, which is good against burn-based spell.
Does this change much after sideboarding?
Yeah, because if we got the Wow Defiance in play, the burn spell does not work so much. And then we got Spell's Cut, and then Dispel for Andrew. For Sam Black, he is cutting the big mana spells. And what else? And putting in Counterspell, I think. Yeah, he putting in Dispel for countering the palm spells.
Oh, you got Jace the Mind Sculptor in the sideboard of your Infect deck? Is this like the Tom Ross list from the Play Design Week, or is this something you guys also like?
I think it's a list like Oliver Parliament play in Pro Tour, and then Patrick just update a bit with the Jace in the sideboard.
Fair enough.
Yeah, afterward they unban the Jace.
Sure.
I'm not sure how good is Jace here.
It feels pretty expensive.
Yeah. So let's see what Sam had. Sam got double Dispel, but no removal.
Yeah, and he mulligans it.
Mulligan for it, yeah.
Now, 1 Dispel and a Path. I think he likes that one a little better.
Yeah, I think it's a much better hand here. So Andrew got another one-lander with Noble.
Is he looking to lead on Glistener Elf this time? Don't you lead Noble on these?
Yeah, I think I like to lead with Noble, yeah. So,
I also heard some people say Elf on the play, Hierarch on the draw. But I mean, with the one lander.
Yeah, the one lander is the thing I concern. So, like now, Sam only got Path to Exile.
Right.
So, like, I think this is what Andrew expecting last game. Like, he tried to one Sam out of burn-based spell.
Right.
But he failed to do so, and then he didn't draw the land. Now, like,
I like the way Andre. But Andre also led with Glistener Elf leaving up Blossoming Defense instead of tapping out for Blighted Agent. That's kind of interesting. I guess he's also left up Spell Pierce, right? A pair of 1-mana answers to a removal spell instead of playing his better Infect creature.
Yeah, but Sam drew the Supreme Verdict. So now what he can do is drawing the. Oh no, that's not Forest. There's another. The Dryad Arbor. So now he attacked for 2, and then he technically got 2 counter spell right here.
Wow. Yeah, Dryad Arbor has not looked particularly exciting in this match so far.
Yeah, every time I see him join that card, it's like so good. But so Sam does not cast any interaction spell at end of the turn.
Yeah, he's just sitting on that path.
Maybe he is waiting for Andrew to go for it.
Mhm.
And
he's also sitting on Dispel, so if Andre goes for it with, a Blossoming Defense or a Spell Pierce to play defense with, Sam will also have a Dispel. And then if Andre just chips away for 2 long enough, Sam is ready to cast Supreme Verdict next turn.
yeah,
And that
this
gets...
turn,
Okay, here we go. Andre says, it's time to go for it. Might of Old Krosa, main phase. I would like to give my Glistener Elf +4/+4.
like if Sam not casting anything this turn, he will just win, I think, because he got enough interaction right here. And then when he casts Supreme Verdict next turn, then the game should be over.
I mean, if Sam goes for this Path of Exile, he loses, right? Blossoming Defense runs into Dispel, but Dispel gets countered by Spell Pierce. So Sam had to be willing to take 6, and he was. Now Andre taps a second and goes for the actual kill. Sam, this time around, is going to be able to resolve his Path of Exile. Remarkable patience from Sam Black there. I think a lot of people would have lost from that spot. Sam has the answer to the Spell Pierce, would not have been able to answer 2 counters, but he waited. He was just like, I'll take 6 Infect. I'll go to 8. I'll untap and cast Supreme Verdict if that's how you want to play it, Andre Prost. I think Andre was right to go for it. He goes for it with 1 answer.
Yep. Yeah, so Sam Black played really well this turn, this game.
Totally agree.
I think it's by the turn 2 he didn't try to cast Path to Exile on the Greensleeve Elf.
Yeah, that was just super well played by Sam.
And
now he's going to get a 3-for-1 with the Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, because there's no infect creature in play, so he didn't need to wrath away the creatures.
He could have gotten the Hierarch and the Dryad Arbor, but he'll still have a couple lands. He waits. He's going to get the Blighted Agent too for his trouble. Super well played by Sam.
And he now saving the Field of Ruin for the Inkmoth.
Yeah.
So now let's see. Like Sam is taking control here. Spell Pierce, like a blank card there. So yeah, I think the game is slipping away for us.
In fact, Creature off the top is kind of the best Andre can hope for, but Sam just has to decide which way to kill it. Goes for Lightning Bolt. I guess you use your Blossoming Defense, right?
Yeah. But still, there's.
Yeah, Sam says whatever. I'll
He's
wait.
still got a path.
I'd rather spend my mana on Field of Ruin. Okay, once we get rid of the Pendelhaven, now we can take Glistener Elf hits, and they're only 2 a turn instead of 3.
Ooh.
Oh. Is Explosives for 1 good here?
Yeah. I think we really need to draw. I don't know what we can draw. No.
I mean, if Sam's deck is stacked with blanks, it's going to take a lot of blanks for you guys to draw out of this.
Yeah. There's not much we can do after the situation like this. We can start attacking with the Economy.
Yeah, and he does. Still has Path to Exile mana if he wants it, but whatever. Probably wouldn't do it that way because he wouldn't want to run into Spell Pierce. Super impressed by the way Sam played this game. I really think a lot of people would have lost this game from Sam's seat. I like the way Andre played it too, right? Andre gave Sam every opportunity. He kept trying to bait out the removal spells while he had both a Spell Pierce and a Blossoming Defense available to save his creatures, but Sam just wouldn't take the bait.
Yeah, like the turn go when Andrew go for it. If he, if he draw another land, then he can have the win because he got two. He can have the lethal with 2 mana up to for Sam's 2 interaction.
That is fair.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't go for it there,
doesn't-
he's just going to get destroyed by Supreme Verdict. So
Yeah. So I think going for it is the right play.
agreed.
But he didn't expect like Sam got double interaction.
Yeah.
Because he can have he already have a 6/6 creature there, so Sam have to have double path or path into a counter spell, and then it just happened.
No, Andre Pros played it well, but Sam Black played it great. 2-0, easy win for the Chess Guy side. You were worried about that matchup anyway, so you got the 1-1 with Infect. Now it's Sam Black who stays in the arena. The overall match is now 2-2, so our best 4 out of 7 has now functionally become a best 2 out of 3. Do you have any quick thoughts about what you guys might do against a Chess Guy deck?
Yeah, we have some annoying deck with them.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, International Alliance will put up another deck, see if they can knock off Sam Black.
Need the latest Magic the Gathering singles for Constructed, casual cards for the kitchen table, or sealed product for a draft night with your friends? CoolStuffInc.com has what you're looking for. With an extensive selection of singles, sealed, and supplies, free shipping on orders of $100 or more, a 25% buy list bonus, and our ever-popular customer rewards program, CoolStuffInc.com is a one-stop shop for all your Magic the Gathering needs.
Rivals of Ixalan is available in stores. Stake your claim. The Golden City of Araska has been found. Build your forces with new vampires, merfolk, pirates, and dinosaurs, and gain the city's blessing. Visit rivalsofixalan.com to find out more.
Check out Rivals of Ixalan Booster Draft Leagues on Magic Online. Draft anytime, play anytime. Available now. For more information, visit mtgo.com.
Hey, welcome back to another match, another round of Modern Super League. I'm here with one Matthew Severa. Now, Matthew, you are on a member of Team Madison, if I understand correctly. Is that true?
That is accurate, Caleb.
Oh, all right. Good. How do you feel about this matchup? How do you feel? Or wait, we don't actually know the decks, right? We just have a good idea. Let's back up a sec.
Okay, yeah.
What deck do you think your opposing team is going to bring to the table?
My guess would be Dredge.
And do you have any thoughts on the matchup?
It seems bad for us.
It seems really bad for us.
It's supposed to be really bad for us, right?
I think it would be like pretty good if we had Rest in Pieces in the board, because then post-board you play Rest in Peace and then you play a sweeper and then you don't care about their board. With Surgical, it's going to be, yes. Well, with Surgical is better in some matchups, but it's certainly not better against Dredge. Anyway, Surgical, the plan is to like hit the 3/3s and then Snapcast back on Bloodghasts or vice versa, leaving Dredge with like just some Dredgers and Narcomoebas, but it's a little bit trickier. It's a little bit trickier than a hard hoser like Rest in Peace.
Yep. Not much more I can say beyond that. I think we need a
can actually act like a surgical extraction just by like setting down like half of Dredge's better threats.
It can certainly do a lot of work. I won't lie. It's just we don't have a lot of pressure for Dredge, and we don't have a lot of super powerful ways to interact with them. So that combination seems very bad. But you know, if we win, stranger things would have happened. Like somehow you beat Teamer with that red-green deck. So
hey. It's not that crazy that the Pile of Blood Moon decks beats the Scapeshift deck, right? It's not that crazy.
I was really just talking more about the pilot, but yeah.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Oh, what's this? Is this a dagger in my back? Oh my god! I think this is one of yours, man.
Sorry about that. I was looking for that.
Yeah. Don't lose that. Oh man. I thought I was gonna win that Infect match. I've beaten it before with Ponza because like sometimes Blood Moon's like randomly like really good against them, and then I don't know, I snuck out that first game and I was like, oh, I'm gonna win this thing. And then I didn't at all.
I was shocked when you won game one. I was looking at the Dryad Arbor the entire time thinking it was a forest.
I got you.
Like he has like, you know, way more than lethal here every turn. And then he didn't. And then you were lethal.
Yeah. I think that game one was even like really favored if I hit a red source for the turn 2 Blood Moon off the top. You just can't mulligan hands with that deck that have a 1-mana accelerant. Right. The deck doesn't mulligan great.
I gathered that from you keeping
every single hand. Yes.
Speculative looking hands with the 1-mana accelerant.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like some of the hands you kept, they were like you didn't even have a turn to play, that cost 3 mana, but you had like turn 4 Titan or whatever, and then the top of your deck's like insanely live to draw something that matters a lot. So yeah.
Well, there's more like 3 drops and 4 drops that you can draw into than there are turn 1 accelerants to like ensure that you do those things in a relevant time frame. So
right, and I think you've played a bunch of that deck right on your stream. I assume.
Yes, I've played a ton of that deck.
Yeah. So I don't know. I never watch your stream. So
acceptable.
I watch all the time. I'm a big fan.
You show up to resub every once in a while.
Oh yeah, I watch. Yeah. So.
Oh man. Yeah. So I guess if we lose this round, we would be able to switch in hypothetically. We would be able to switch in either you with Jund or Sam again, because you've already played. I guess Sam could play with Lantern. I think either of those would be fine, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I know the Lantern versus Dredge matchup I think is good for Lantern, right?
So
I mean, they attack with a bunch of like dorky creatures and you're in a Snaring Bridge deck. And then
game one, you get bridge down, and then game 2 and 3, you're trying to
you have like
dodge
for cage.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like we are ready to go, and that is exciting. Let's get into this match, huh?
All right. Sure enough. They did not disappoint. And their hand looks great. And our hand looks like Jeskai.
Jeskai's sweet though.
It's a very sweet deck. Yeah. Ooh, Sphinx's Revelation is a powerful card that should draw us plenty of things that don't do anything.
It's not the most timely.
Gain lots of much needed life.
Jace seems atrocious in the matchup too.
Yeah. Well, you can manipulate the top of their deck. So that's
well, you can bounce Prize Amalgam. That actually doesn't seem worse. It's almost a removal spell in some situations.
Very close to it is very close to like a Befoul.
Oh man. This Lightning Helix isn't coming down for a minute either.
Yeah. All right. I mean, we kind of, expected this. And I don't want to speak too soon because I was all set to just call you very, very, very dead in that game 1 versus Infect, and then you won. So Sam's great. He'll figure it out.
Sam is great. He is great. Yeah. On one hand, I wish I was playing this Jeskai deck because I played a lot with it and it's a lot of fun. But on the other hand, it's not very difficult to pilot, and Sam is very, very good. So it should be good.
It's a powerful combination we have. Easy to pilot and a good player.
Yeah, hopefully we're getting the good dredge hands out of the way in this game 1. We don't have sideboard hate.
Yeah. How do we win?
Oh, someone in the chat, One Cheese Saber 2 in the chat has pointed out that Befoul can't kill black creatures. So Jace is even better than Befoul here.
I'm sorry, what's the card from the current set that's like not a Chupacabra, but it's a sorcery version?
There are plenty of cards that are not Chupacabras.
Is it Impale?
That sounds correct.
Okay, yeah. So it's Jace is kind of like an Impale, but they can eventually rebuy.
Like an Impale, but different.
Right. It's a blue, like $80 Impale. Legendary.
Oh, those Narcomoeba triggers going on the stack.
Goody.
I wouldn't trust that card. I wouldn't trust that card if I had mischievous doings that I needed to hide from the police and stuff, because it is a narc. Yeah.
Oh.
How about that build?
I see. We took the long way around on that. All right. All right. This all looks pretty standard.
Pretty standard, yeah. Path Snap Path can be good if there's just 1 or 2 early amalgams.
Certainly.
That's not what Sam's hand is, though. I almost like some casting Night Visions. Just
oh, yeah.
Path.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. How do you approach this from the Jeskai side? Do you just try to burn them out and race them with Helix and get a hit with a Colonnade in or something?
That's the idea. Crypting teams and whatnot. That's the idea, but Path Snap Path on early amalgams can buy you a ton of time. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not really looking too closely at their graveyard. I don't see any cards.
Plus, if they Snapcast back Serum Visions, that's a part of the tempo plan too, because then you've got that 2/1 in play that can be attacking.
Yes, the Coral Merfolk. Yeah, racing seems... whatever. It is what it is. It's our path to victory.
I know nothing about piloting Dredge, except for you want your Dredge enablers to resolve.
Yeah. You want your Dredge enablers to resolve, and you don't mind mulliganing to get them. Those are the 2 things I know about Dredge. And the deck has a natural fail rate. That's kind of too high for my tastes, but...
Do you want to go into that in case people don't know what a natural fail rate is?
Oh, sorry. What I mean by that is just that since you need an enabler and a couple of pieces to actually make your deck function at all, you do mulligan well, but you can just mulligan a few times and not hit what you need, and then your deck just doesn't work at all. So
and then you have
that's,
to hard cast Narcomoebas.
yeah, then you're playing like a bad limited deck, but not this game. So, and it doesn't happen all that often. It's just that, when you enter a tournament with Dredge, you sign up for some of that.
I like Negate here on the play out of Sam's deck.
I do
and
too.
then Vendilion Click's got to be better than Jace, right?
Yeah.
It's just got to be.
Well, I mean, it goes along with the plan of like actually pressuring them in the air, and it's a reasonable. I mean, they have flying blockers sometimes, but what are you going to do? It's just kind of the best we have.
Getting them into the draw trigger can be like really awkward if they already have an imp or something in their graveyard. But if you can stop them from that,
just use the draw trigger on yourself.
That's also true. That's also true.
I'm sure we have plenty of cards that we want to dig to. Don't have to use. You can also just click no on the ability. So which is actually my favorite mode on Vendilion Click because it means you're probably going to win. Yeah.
I wonder if Explosives is better than Helix.
Are we supposed to bring in Wrath right here?
I think so, yeah.
Do you think Sam knows that?
Probably not.
That's too bad.
It's possible. It's possible that it's like not that good. That like just playing a couple of sweepers. Sweepers are really, really strong if you have Rest in Peace. They're like absurdly strong because you can actually sweep, but we don't have Rest in Peace, so the sweeping is.
Yeah, it's like we sweep them and then they just like reassemble instantly, and then we look kind of stupid.
That's just my resting face.
All right. So yeah, they have to mulligan.
They have to mulligan. I think we also have to mulligan.
You think we have to mulligan this?
Sam might disagree.
You would mulligan this hand?
Absolutely.
Why?
There are very few cards that are relevant to the matchup, and none of them are in our opener.
Okay, that's fair.
So drawing
that's fair.
6 cards towards them is way better than playing Serum Visions and looking at 3 cards towards them.
Digging. But we have
need them in
lands
early
and
game, too.
we have both lands and spells, Caleb.
Oh, my bad. My apologies.
Did you? I'm not sure if you noticed that. Let me point them out.
Yeah, drawing 6 cards towards finding a surgical.
Okay, that's fair.
Is like really good. Or even like Path plus Snapcaster is better than this, or there's like a wide swath.
Gotcha.
Of cards you could find.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a certain point in some matchups, right, where your deck is so like unevenly matched that you need to look for a specific route to victory, and
yep,
can't just keep a hand that looks pretty good in a vacuum. But we did do that, so.
Levy's got a hand that's like really weak to surgical too.
Yeah. Well, maybe Sam put like some surgicals on top.
With the Serum Visions, yeah.
Yeah,
possible.
I mean, oh, that's not one.
Looks like that was a bottom.
Yeah. I hope it was a bottom, because otherwise I'm going to go yell at Sam after this. Bloodgast, prized amalgam, you say? Okay.
Pretty strong.
Yeah, I have seen worse. Oh, so we have to rest in peace. And even then, we have to clean up the board.
You mean surgical?
I do mean surgical.
Prized Amalgam coming into play. Tricky card to answer there, Prized Amalgam.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. We get to Serum Visions again, so
yeah.
I'm sure what we need is right on top.
Well, we need surgical to pair with the Snapcaster, and we need some kind of a sweeper to clear the pressure.
Right.
But it's doable.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we're playing the Snapcaster with the Serum Visions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not looking great.
I don't like our odds.
I like how we got a commentary pairing of the team that's getting just like stomped by Dredge here.
Yeah, it's it's fine.
Some people consider Dredge to be a different game almost than playing normal Magic. Do you agree?
No. No, I do not. I mean, it is different from a lot of Magic, but kind of like the sweet thing about Magic is that there are so many different types of games, right? I mean,
oh, absolutely.
Do you consider Lantern to be a different game than Magic, or like, I don't know?
Yeah, that's a fair comparison. I don't know why we'd want to be fair, but that is indeed a fair comparison.
I think so. At least their hands like not doing anything after this kind of man are just.
Well, he's got the
what am I talking about?
Right?
Just flashback, faithless looting.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Well, it didn't flash back to looting. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, Sam has a turn or two here. He has successfully survived till he can play command.
We have two cryptics, and like a Helix does kind of work towards our plan of racing.
Certainly does.
You know, we're not like 0% to win.
That is true. That is true. We are more than 0. I'm not sure how much more.
It's a
typical thing to calculate.
Did you say it's in the single digits?
Yeah. But there's a big difference between like the low single digits or the high ones.
Agree. Did you counter this here?
No.
I think I let them do it, and then I instead bounce that guy and draw a card. Because we need to draw some cards.
Interesting. So he countered the loam and bounced the amalgam.
Right. I would have just let him loam, but whatever.
Yeah, this is interesting.
This game is different than I thought it would be. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, it's different. So now our plan is to bolt Cryptic.
It seems that way. Maybe even like not even cast Cryptic. Maybe save Cryptic as a fog and just bolt their face at end of turn.
Yeah.
Like Field of Ruin or something.
I guess. I thought we might have. Did we play Field of Ruin last turn, or did we play Island?
Yes.
Well, we didn't do both. Magic Online would not let us do both.
Oh, no that's more question. It was definitely one of those two.
Okay.
I guess we can Helix at end of turn.
Yeah, I think we're going. Well, we have to do something next turn if we don't Helix them now. So we should, because we should use our mana, right? I mean, we'll see what happens here.
Yeah. And there is no basic mountain, so Sam can't go Field of Ruin into Bolt here.
Okay. So yeah. I think we wanted to play a tapped land.
The Hallowed Fountain. I was kind of thinking that, but
this is still This will still fix our mana. It's just we have fewer lands that come into play untapped. So like being able to like hit with a colonnade would be sweet. Oh, that's certainly a fine draw, but does it do anything for us right now?
I'm not sure. I actually wonder if leaving Snapcaster back to trade with Bloodghast.
And then
trade
just
with
attack.
Bloodghast, Bolt Bloodghast, Surgical Bloodghast.
And like attacking with colonnade. Well, I guess we can't bolt. We could have, I guess, if we had played Scalding Turn last turn, but I mean, this does seem to be like how we have to win.
Yeah.
So, okay. Tap, draw, bolt your face. Ooh.
Rune
I'm into that. Yeah, I'm way into that.
Flashing back, Faithless Looting. That could run into Surgical, depending on how the dredge goes, how the discard goes.
Yeah, we flipped Narcomy, but that is...
But Surgically Narcomy, but with the trigger on the stacks, like kind of good.
Yeah. Can just like Surgical and then like Rune Halo, Bloodghast, and hope for no Conflagrate. Is there a Conflagrate in the yard? I don't see one.
Yeah, I can't see one.
Yeah.
Rune Halo on Conflagrate would be amusing.
It would be amusing, but we would lose.
We'd have a turn.
Yeah, it would be to have a turn to think about what we did.
See. Yeah, Sam can fetch too. He can fetch. There's a third island in the deck, so we can fetch island. Activate Colonnade, smack for 6, put Levy down to 5, and then cast Rune Halo on Bloodghast.
That sounds pretty great. Yeah, so I mean, we're just gonna bolt him if he passes.
Yeah,
Where are we?
absolutely.
Yeah, he's passing, so we're gonna bolt him so we can do 6 to him. Ooh,
That's almost tempting.
no, we didn't do the thing.
It could make things more difficult because Levy's got blockers in hand.
Yeah, he's got blockers in hand, and he drew Dark Blast, which matters.
Did he draw it or did he dredge it? I think he dredged it.
Okay, well, he has Dark Blast in his hand and black mana.
Yeah.
This game is close.
For sure. I wonder if he wants to Dark Blast. Oh, never mind. Haunted Diddle. Get the amalgams back. I was thinking Dark Blast your own Bloodghast, and then fetch and then make hit landfall to get the amalgams back.
Right.
That'd be interesting. So I think Sam was leaving the negate up because he's worried about Conflagrate on this turn.
Yeah, no, I got it.
If Levy was at a little less life, though, I don't know.
I don't know if this is a spot where we like. Obviously, like we can see the hands, right? So like, oh come on, Sam, what's wrong with you? Don't play around Conflagrate. He doesn't have it. But like,
Yeah,
this
that's
might
true.
this might be a spot where like you can't afford to play around it. I don't actually know.
I guess there's Stinkweed Imp as a blocker regardless, and there's Dark Blast as an answer to Snapcaster regardless.
I
So
mean, that-
even if Levy was at 2 here from a Conflagrate hit, it's not like he'd have the game locked up.
Well, we'd be very live to like just draw Snapcaster or Bolt.
Yep. Agreed.
So like, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think we lose.
Yeah, I don't. Well, we don't lose yet.
Levy needs a Dark Blast before the attackers are declared.
Yeah, that's true. But we still
That'd be a
don't
way
lose.
that you could screw up.
We don't lose yet, right? Like he doesn't.
There's a Haunted Dead.
Oh, we lose. Yeah. We can never keep up. So many cards.
Right?
Yep.
I was just bringing back the Haunted Dead. He's not even Dark Blasting yet. Because the Haunted Dead is going to make it untapped 1/1 Spirit. That's just going to be a good blocker. It looks like the match.
That's gonna do it. We can't navigate our way around this.
But did we learn anything?
Did we? I don't know.
Fun along the way. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey, right, Severa?
Look, I feel richer for having been a part of this.
Maybe Levy will forget his prized amalgam triggers.
Oh yeah. So you're saying there's a chance? Yeah, Sam made it a lot closer than it could have been, though.
Based on the opening draws, I thought Sam was basically drawing dead, and the game did look close near the end.
Yeah. Well, all right.
GG.
Yep.
GG's. Well played, Raphael Levy.
Yes.
So
we got to decide what we're going to do.
We do have to decide.
Yeah. Yeah. What are the rules? Can we send Sam in again?
I think since all of us have played, we can in fact send Sam in again.
Okay. Well, what we should do is we should talk about that in secret.
In secret, not here.
So there are no spies.
Right now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would spy on this secret meeting between the minds here.
Yeah.
We're going to cut to an ad while we figure that stuff out. Stay with us, folks.
Need the latest Magic the Gathering singles for Constructed, casual cards for the kitchen table, or sealed product for a draft night with your friends? CoolStuffInc.com has what you're looking for. With an extensive selection of singles, sealed, and supplies, free shipping on orders of $100 or more, a 25% buy list bonus, and our ever-popular customer rewards program, CoolStuffInc.com is a one-stop shop for all your Magic the Gathering needs.
Rivals of Ixalan is available in stores. Stake your claim. The Golden City of Araska has been found. Build your forces with new vampires, merfolk, pirates, and dinosaurs, and gain the city's blessing. Visit rivalsofixalan.com to find out more.
Check out Rivals of Ixalan Booster Draft Leagues on Magic Online. Draft anytime, play anytime. Available now. For more information, visit mtgo.com.
Welcome back. I'm Randy Bueller. I'm sitting in with Caleb Durward. Your team is back against the wall, down 3-2 to International Alliance at this point. You're going to have to win the next two. And you know the first match is going to be against Dredge. So it sounded like, you know, the boys were going to huddle up, secret meeting. Do you know what they decided? Was this a secret meeting by lantern light, maybe?
Yes, that is exactly what is going to happen. We figured being able to whip for Grafdigger's Cage was probably a useful thing, probably a little bit more useful than just dying really badly with Jund.
Jund was the other option, right? Those are the last two decks you're down.
Those are the last two decks, yes. And I've beaten Dredge with Jund before, but we were talking, like, Lantern has a good matchup against Dredge, right? And Sam replied something along the lines of, probably much better than Jund's, so we're going with that. We're going with that. The vote of confidence.
And is it then going to be Sam as the pilot?
Yes, that made more sense than having Severa pilot Lantern.
Makes sense to me. I'm just double checking.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's good to double check. I thought I was going to be playing Jeskai today.
So looks like it's going to be Raph Levy against Sam Black. Looks like it's going to be Dredge against Lantern. And I'm actually remembering I had a conversation with Raph Levy right after they submitted deck lists last week.
Okay.
And he's got tech.
Oh my.
He's got tech. So I was joking with him when he was in commentary. He actually posted on Twitter a version of his Dredge list that had Squee in it. And so I saw the deck list submissions and I was like, what? You didn't submit the Squee version? He was like, it wasn't quite there. But then he also said he was kicking himself because it took him too long to find super secret sideboard card for the Lantern match. Do you know what it is? I've even given you the hint. How about I'll ask you. I'll give you another hint by form of a question. Do you know what the recover mechanic does?
Oh, you're talking about Icefall.
Icefall is Raphael Levy's secret tech against Lantern because recover is whenever a creature goes to your graveyard, you can pay to get
from play.
From play, right. So, for example, an Insolent Neonate, which is a creature that he happens to run in his deck, which can just sacrifice itself on demand. So Icefall destroys target artifact, and it can get itself back out of the graveyard. So that's his tech. And he was just like, why did I never think of this before? It seems perfect. I don't know.
Yeah,
Only in
it seems good. Levy is...
The 4-mana pillage, sorcery pillage, seem perfect for Constructed. How did I not think of this already?
Perfect for Lantern specifically. Probably a little on the slow side for most other matchups.
Right, but he did know that he was going to be playing Team Madison. Did know Sam has run a lot of Lantern in his day, so I think that having sideboard tech specifically for the Lantern match made a lot of sense, and
it might pay off here. It might very well pay off.
I was on the development team for this set, and I'm pretty sure that's the last time I saw this card. I don't think I have seen Icefall ever since, but...
There's a lot of Dredge cards that did not see much play in the respected standard formats that are all-stars in Dredge specifically, because it is such a unique take on Magic.
Yeah, and it's an archetype that Levy's been messing around with for years and years and years.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He's done so many like crazy like modern dredge-ish brews, like decks that aren't necessarily dredging, but like very graveyard based. Like you mentioned Squee earlier. That's like I didn't blink at that. Like that is a very common Levy type of thing to do or try out.
And somehow Zombie Infestation keeps coming into these decks.
It's a powerful card.
Honestly, yeah, if you want to put stuff in the graveyard, you want to get stuff back for free. So yeah, Levy has definitely spent a lot of time looking at every sort of graveyard interaction. Yeah. Only Raph is going to kick himself for not thinking of Icefall sooner. Anyway, yeah, it looks like that is in fact what we're going to come down to. It will be Dredge against Lantern. They just, if Raph's right, if Icefall is the tech to win this matchup, then they're going to win, right? That would be the fourth win that they need to go 4-2. And
yeah, it is a lot of mana. It is a lot of mana. 2 to recover the thing, and then another 4 to cast it.
Fair.
But we'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same spot. We'll see. I'm just, part of me is mostly just glad that it's actually going to come up, because I think, I mean, it's both interesting to see this off-kilter Magic. This is not exactly normal Magic. Dredge against Lantern. I don't think Richard had this in mind 25 years ago, exactly.
Maybe.
I mean, I do give the guy credit for building a rule set where crazy things are possible. And I've always thought that's one of the best things about Magic is that so many different sorts of weird strategies fit within that one set of timing rules.
the expression "what Richard Garfield intended" comes up a lot, and I'm not actually sure many people like have the best idea of what Richard Garfield intended. Like us piloting like cool, interesting decks with unique strategies that the designers didn't necessarily come up with. Maybe, I don't know. I've never met Richard Garfield, but maybe that's what he's looking for. Maybe that's his dream.
No, I mean, look, I've met the guy. I hung out with him a little bit. Went to his 50th birthday party. He's probably the last time I see him. I don't see him often, but I do give him credit. Like, I feel like, what Magic Like Richard intended is usually meant ironically, and I'm trying to salvage it. I'm like, back around to, give the guy some credit. Like, the possibility space of Magic was absolutely set up so that crazy things could happen. I mean, you actually see more of that in the early Magic sets where there's cards that just change the rules such that the game plays.
Absolutely.
No, I wouldn't accuse him of giving us the dredge mechanic.
You wouldn't insult the man.
No, not at all. I think he may have actually been on that. Didn't Mark dust him off for Ravnica?
Wait, now are you accusing him of maybe giving us the dredge mechanic? Is that I'm turning around that quickly?
I think that was one of the sets where Mark he had left Wizards by then, but Mark would bring him in sort of as a consultant from time to time, put him on sets.
Innistrad was his last set, right?
I've lost track. I don't. Plausibly, he's on something new though, right? Isn't he?
I thought it was Innistrad. I might be misremembering.
I mean, I think he was brought back to do another set much more recently than that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no, great guy. Super guy. I mean, honestly, the biggest thing that we talk about Magic as Richard intended. The thing that always most impressed me about the guy is that he could have just said, Magic is my baby. I'm going to make the game the way I want to make the game, right? That's what a lot of game designers do when they have big games. But, when he made the move out to Wizards, he was a PhD student. He actually took a job as a math professor around the time Magic was launching and did that for, I think, 1 year maybe. Magic blows up, so he moves to Washington, works for Wizards of the Coast. But the image of R&D that he set up was this split between a design team and a development team. Right, that's Richard. That's his vision. Is no designer can call their own kids ugly. No one. No designer can ever call their own kids ugly. You got to have 2 sets of eyes on every card before it goes out the door. So this split between design and development that's always been kind of the hallmark of Wizards of the Coast R&D. That's Richard. And I mean, probably not quite as big of a accomplishment or visionary invention as, say, the color wheel or the idea of a trading card game. But it's on the list. It's somewhere in the top 5.
Yeah.
All right. Well, enough about Richard. Let's go watch his game get played some more. Match 6. Coming right up. Sam Black on his trademark Lantern deck. Raph Levy on his trademark Dredge deck. What's going to happen if Levy can pull this off? International Alliance wins the overall series.
Not Sam surprised that Levy shipped that hand. It had no dredgers. It had a discard outlet, but no dredgers whatsoever.
Yeah, it looked like I saw Conflagrate, a bunch of land. It didn't look good. This is Faithless Looting, discard Stinkweed Imp, off to the races. Sam also takes a mulligan.
I can understand Sam keeping this. He must be on the draw. Yeah, it looks like he's on the draw.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy colored mana-wise, huh?
Well, just mana-wise entirely. Like, he needs to get the 3 mana to play Bridge, but I guess he does have a Scry on the draw, and he can play Shredder, and then if he hits the first mana source, then maybe Stirring Swines in the third for Bridge.
I don't know if he scried top or bottom, but he did manage to turn his first draw step into an Academy Ruins.
Needle has some hits, right? It hits Insolent Neonate. I think that's it.
Speaking of Icefall technology. Not that that's relevant this game, but... Oh, and so following up, we were talking before we got down to the match about sets Richard Garfield has worked on. You were right that Innistrad was his most recent set, but he's also on the design team for Dominaria, which is about to
awesome. That's very exciting.
I was also right that he'd been brought back in for something super recent.
It does feel good to be also right, doesn't it, Randy? No, that's super exciting though, because Innistrad is regarded as one of the better sets of all time, right?
Dominaria looks like it's going to be sweet.
I'm hyped. I don't use that word lightly. At least keep it to like 5 times a day max. You know.
That's some restraint. Well, there's
That's
land
a
number
third
3.
land.
No green for the stirrings. No third blue for the whir, but bridge.
Just getting the bridge in play is going to make it so much easier. There's a lot of draws that Sam could rip into that just let him dump his hand, like a Mox Opal or.
Right. Yeah, he's going to have to come up with colored mana to actually bridge lock. He's going to have to be stuck with a couple cards in hand. Levy gets to keep attacking for however long that's true. But I don't know if Levy can beat a bridge main deck. I guess Conflagrate becomes the whole game.
Seems real iffy. But doable, especially if he can get Sam lower with some attacks first.
Yeah, 3 copies of Conflagrate is all he can do once he's bridge locked.
So it's not uncommon to be able to Conflagrate for like 7 to 10 after Loman for a few turns.
And this is, I mean, there's 6 damage.
And all Levy's pressure here are 2x or 1x creatures.
Indeed.
So the bridge coming down this turn, even if Sam drew a welding jar or something, like 0-drop, still wouldn't stop anything.
Levy's going to flashback Faithless Looting. Did he hit, what, nothing? He hit a Prized Amalgam, but he doesn't have a trigger for it, right?
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Oh, he's still dredging.
Already hit 2 Narcomoebas, though, and played a land for the turn, so was unlikely to hit.
I guess he's got 7 power, so I mean his only other line was summon a Stinkweed Imp, but that wouldn't have done much. Glimmer Void, that's the land Sam needed.
It is.
Now, how quickly can he dump his hand?
I'm actually not sure if I like bridging here as opposed to worrying for Cage. There's a main deck Cage, right?
I believe so.
It looks like Sam's reconsidering the bridge line.
There is 1 main deck Grafdigger's Cage. I think he has to dump his hand. Like, he has to get the bridge turned on. He's going to die to the board in 2 attacks. More stuff coming out of the graveyard is going to have Summoning Sickness. He's already dead on the second attack, so I'm not sure the Cage does all that much.
Well, it helps him get the whir out of his hand, right? Like, that has to be cast at some point regardless.
Sure, but yeah, you're right. I'm struggling to come up with a reason why the order matters, I guess.
I'm just glad that Sam obviously thought about it.
Sure.
he insta-clicked on Ensnaring Bridge and then he paused. You know, I'm sure he's got his reasoning. I'm sure it's much more experienced than my reasoning.
Yeah, he may need to wind up worrying for a Mox Opal so that he can
That's true.
cast the Ancient Stirrings. Like right now, the Glimmer Void is both his 3rd blue and his green, and he basically needs to dump his hand next turn.
Yeah.
I mean, because even letting the 1-power creatures attack might be enough to get him in Conflagrate range.
Right. Well, that's another reason that getting Cage in play is really might end up being really key is because of Conflagrate.
That's fair. Life from the Loam, says Raph Levy. He knows Cage exists. He may just be hard casting a Conflagrate if he gets him low enough. Life from the Loam is going to keep doing its thing, right?
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Hardcast Conflagrate?
I've certainly seen Hardcast Conflagrate, but it's for 0 to get it into the graveyard. So you can have a good one. You know, I've never seen it.
Or it was limited way back, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Losing the Gemstone Mine's not helping. Oh, he's going to Conflagrate here? Interesting. Goes ahead and does it here.
I guess it doesn't really matter if he's going to do it this turn as opposed to next turn.
Oh, puts him at 1. Puts him at 1.
Oh, and there's 2 lands in hand. Sam's a turn short.
Wow. Conflagrate to knock him to 1. Sam has to dump his entire hand or he dies to 1 power creatures, but 2 lands. Doesn't have any way to discard, right? He can't do some sort of... Yeah, no. There's no way Sam can get under the bridge. And Raph Levy takes the first game. Nothing in his main deck that could deal with an Ensnaring Bridge, but he had a good draw. He had the turn 1 Faithless Looting into a Stinkweed Imp. He was able to kill, and I think that was 5 turns. Got him to 1 on the 5th turn. Impressive.
Because Levy was on the play. Let's see. Because Sam played Bridge on 3. And so that was his.
So
his
Levy,
fourth
he got him to 1 on the 4th turn?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dredge is pretty powerful. Oh man, that technology is coming in.
It is. Icefall. Like I said, Red's is absolute. Raph seemed proud to have found it and kicking himself that he hadn't already found it.
I have to say, the idea of Lantern versus Dredge doesn't really excite me as a player, but the idea of Sam Black on Lantern versus Levy on Dredge does excite me.
Totally agree.
If that makes sense.
No, it does. It does. I'm looking forward to this. So how many ways does he have to voluntarily get the Icefall back? He's got the Insolent Neonates. Does the Haunted Dead do it or no?
No.
So it's basically just Insolent Neonate to trigger it. That's his long-term.
Although, Dark Blasting your own creature or your own creature or something is a valid line.
Good point. Did he leave the Dark Blast in? I mean, there's still Dredge cards, so yeah, 2 Dark Blasts still on the list. He cut a couple of Dredgers, looks like. Cut 1 Amalgam. Cut a Haunted Dead.
Cut 2 Amalgams, right?
Oh, yeah.
3 now.
He just had them in separate piles. Cut his Conflagrates too, didn't he?
So if you're gonna cut one of your returner creature thingies, I guess Prized Amalgam makes the most sense because it is the one that is the hardest to get under a fast Ensnaring Bridge.
Indeed. Now, does Sam get to change much?
Sam brings in Surgical and Ley Lines. Leyline got fixed, right? Didn't we get that message? Yeah.
All right, that is Levy's Graveyard from last game. Doesn't get to start with that. Neonate into Stinkweed Imp. That's probably a keeper for Raph, right? Oh yeah, Bloodcast too?
Yeah, I don't think you ever cut or you ever mulligan like Dredge Enabler plus Dredger. I think that's just like your deck.
Ooh, turn 1 Grafdigger's Cage for Sam though.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Wow, he did mulligan to 5 though? There's no cards missing off screen. There's just 3 cards left in his hand. There's a couple of quick mulligans.
On the plus side, when you mulligan to 5, it is easier to get Hellbent for Bridge.
That is true. Only hit mulligan to 5 last game. Maybe he could.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he went to 6. Should have gone one lower.
Yeah, here's turn 2 Cage.
Levy lets it resolve.
Because he had a lot to say about it, right?
He could Dredge in response, right? With Neonate and hope to hit an Archimedes specifically. Sure. And then get some stuff into the graveyard. So then if you top decked a Abrupt Decay or something, then you can like start getting things back immediately, like if you hit a Bloodghast. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that's better. I'm not sure if that's like better than just letting it resolve. But there's a decision.
Insolent Neonate does attack.
Right, yeah.
Sam filling up his graveyard somehow. The Dredge player has nothing going in his own graveyard yet.
Sam did an interesting play there. It's one of those little ways you can get value off of Mishra's Bauble and turn it from a blind discard into a scry. He cracked it and looked at his own library, and then after seeing what the card was, then he activated Shredder on himself.
Do you see cool. what Levy just drew?
I do see the Icefall. It's
so expensive though. He doesn't have a 4th land drop. So he can't actually cast it yet. But Sam doesn't have a whole lot going on either. Yeah, doing his best bauble shenanigans to try to set up his draw, but basically a couple of mill rocks and nothing else.
One cool thing about one cool thing about the Icefall here is that Levy does still have double Neonate in play.
Yep.
So if Sam didn't find like the one surgical extraction in the near future, stuff could get pretty gnarly.
It may actually contribute to the reason that Levy declined sacking Neonate as a response to Cage. Hello, Ensnaring Bridge is here. But yeah, Wrath desperately needs that 4th land.
Just giving Sam time, I guess. Go Spellbound, go.
Empty-handed, hell-bent with an Ensnaring Bridge. 4th land off the top would be great for International Alliance. It's Ancient Grudge off the top. That doesn't suck.
Seems better. Seems better than a 4th land off the top.
Fair. He just has to hit the Cage first so that he can then flash it back to hit the bridge, I assume is how you play this?
Yeah.
Yeah. First, got to knock the Cage out. Now you're allowed to flash back. We'll try to get Levy's Graveyard opened up for you.
Yep.
Down goes Bridge. Down goes Cage. That was quite the draw.
Yes. Yes. Heck of a card, that Ancient Grudge. Heck of a card. Well, that one would have been really good before now.
Indeed. TBD whether it's enough to let Sam go find what he needs. Yeah, I mean, milling Ancient Grudge while there's a Grafdigger's Cage in play is obviously amazing. That's the whole reason we keep talking about Icefall rather than Ancient Grudge, is that Icefall actually beats that.
Yeah.
You can still get the Icefall back with the Grafdigger's Cage in play. You're not casting it from the graveyard. You're really activating the recovered ability.
Yeah.
All right. Ancient Stirring, Swerve Invention. Yeah, Lantern turns Sam's deck back on, where he can try to stitch it all together. Third Insolent Neonate, possibly a 3rd copy of Icefall, or a 4th copy of Icefall.
True. If Levy even ends up needing to Icefall, right?
Right. Well,
currently
the worm means Sam can find a bridge again. I mean, I think Sam's just debating now whether he wants to Ancient Stirrings or whether he wants to wait and draw the word next turn. It seems like he wants to draw a word next turn.
Kind of surprised that Levy didn't dredge.
I feel like he values the ability to sack Neonates to trigger recover.
Yeah. I would value that a lot higher if he had a 4th land, but
fair. I see it. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just I understand what he's all right. Sam draws the word, now casts his Ancient Stirrings. I mean, the little 1/1 beatdown is also adding up for the record.
It is. Yeah, Sam's down to 11.
Down just a land off the Stirrings. So he can whir for bridge.
I don't know how close Sam is. I don't know enough about Lantern. Like, I know Lantern plus a couple of pieces is good.
Okay.
And I know having... Sorry, what were you saying?
Well, Sam passed, and Levy has decided that it's time. He cashes in a Neonate, wants to get the dredging started, and finds himself an Narcomoeba.
Also changes the top card of his library if he was looking for that 4th land.
Good point. That's probably why he didn't do it last time. He wanted to draw the Insolent Neonate. Now Sam sees this Ancient Grudge coming, and there's no Grafdigger's Cage, so even if he mills it, Levy gets to flash it back.
Oh, one aspect of these Insolent Neonates that I was kind of sleeping on was that it is an instant speed draw to grab the top card of your library too, if you are facing the Lantern Lock.
That is a great point. All right. Beginning of combat for Levy. Sam's thinking about Whir. Oh, Levy did draw the Gemstone Mine. So he found land number 4 finally.
Yep.
Changing the top of his library, just like you said. He sacked the Insolent Neonate, got a Dredge, got a Narcomoeba, and gets to draw the 4th land. So yeah, Sam is going to instant speed Whir. He's going to Whir for 1. Is this second copy of Grafdigger's Cage?
I would imagine so. But I don't have a very good imagination.
I mean, seeing that Ancient Grudge, he can't just get a bridge. He knows that won't work. Even though he doesn't know about the Icefall, he does see the Ancient Grudge coming.
You could hypothetically exile Grudge with Pixis. Maybe. It seems unlikely with the double Neonate in play, but it...
All right, he does go for the second copy of Cage. I'm pretty sure he's 1 in the main, 1 on the board. Indeed. So that is the second and last copy of Grafdigger's Cage. So Academy Ruins can obviously recycle it if Sam finds one. Now, still Levy's begin combat step. Cage does not stop him from attacking for 3.
Yeah, I think Sam's planning on taking 3 this turn, taking 3 again next turn, and cracking Shredder to get back bridge.
Okay, and now he's going to go ahead and shred the Grudge now, because he wanted to see if Levy was going to sack Neonate, therefore not being able to attack for as much. So Levy declines to sacrifice the Neonate. Levy knows he's got an Icefall in his hand.
And then if he had sacked Neonate, then Sam could have responded with the Pixis, which is a better card to exile Ancient Grudge anyway.
Oh yeah, I think Levy was happy with the way that all played out. Because that Cage is about to go away, and Ancient Grudge Flashback is going to be live alongside Recover. Icefall.
I can't believe we're losing to Icefall. Levy, man.
No accident that demands in the Hall of Fame.
Fair point. Fair point.
Crazy. Welding Jar off the top just after the nick of time.
And Sam is a mana short of cracking Shredder to rebuy Cage, play Cage. I suppose the Welding Jar does shut off Ancient Grudge Flashback, or can at least like counter the first Grudge Flashback.
Well, he has to decide how he feels about this Dark Blast. All right, upkeep. Do you want to draw a Dark Blast? There are no Dredgers in his yard, but he does have what he can Neonate, discard a Stinkweed Imp, and pay the Recover on Icefall.
Yep.
All during his upkeep to then draw a fresh non-Dark Blast card.
Which seems pretty worth. Dark Blast
does. Yeah, I'm with you. The only question is how. I think the only question is how much he values Neonate as an attacker. Honestly.
Yeah, 3 damage versus 8 is relevant. Dark Blast is also like kind of interesting because you can Dark Blast your Narcomoeba to then rebuy Icefall, like we were kind of talking about during sideboarding.
It's true. Oh, and if he doesn't spend his mana on Recover, he can just summon a Narcomoeba too. Yeah. He does not sack the Neonate. He just contents himself with drawing a Dark Blast. Now he gets to attack for 3, so 3 turn clock.
Sam drops down to 5.
I mean, do you summon a creature here?
Blackman is kind of...
Guess not. Oh, Narcomoeba is a Gemstone Mine counter, so that's a little sketchy.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, God, his mana is terrible. He's holding 5 black cards that cost a total of 7 black mana. And a blue card. His lands generate red, red, green, and gemstone mine.
You usually don't cast your cards in dredge. You usually don't plan on doing that.
I've sometimes you just need to summon little dorks and hope you get there. All right, Sam uses ancient stirrings on the stack into Ensnaring Bridge. Did he actually draw the Ensnaring? Shall we?
He rebought Ensnaring Bridge at end of turn with the Codex Shredder.
Okay. And then Stirrings found a ball. Is it time? Is it time for Dark Blast, my own creature, or is it time for sack? Oh, it's Ancient Grudge flashback first, sure. Let's get rid of the Welding Jar.
Yep. And then Regeneration is a bubble, so once the bubble is burst, another Ancient Grudge would be able to pop it.
Wow. It's Icefall time. This is the way Wrath Levy drew it up. Like
I don't want it to be Icefall time.
I'm sorry, it's Icefall time. Like Sam's got the bridge, but he can no longer defend it. I think the only question is whether you sack Neonate or Dark Blast Narcomoeba. Seems like sack Neonate. I think. Sam's gonna use his bobble.
Does Sam have one more trick up his sleeve here?
I mean, he's empty-handed. What's he even thinking about here?
The answer is no. No, he does not.
I don't know what it would be. I mean, he's not actually dead. He gets another turn.
Yeah, I mean, he's thinking about whether or not he wants to activate Pixis, I believe.
Perhaps he's reading Gatherer rulings on Icefall. What is this card? The iciest of falls.
Raph might be thinking about whether it's better to crack Neonate or Dark Blast.
Agreed. I mean, he's going to wait for Sam's end step for any of that, though, right?
Mm-hmm. I think the main benefit of cracking Neonate instead of Dark Blast, my own Narcomoeba, is that you do get to save the Gemstone Mine counter.
Oh, he didn't spend his mana. That surprises me.
Yeah, right?
Why did he not spend mana? I don't get it.
I don't know either.
Oh, because Sam cracked Mishra's Bauble, so there's a card in his hand. He gets to attack for 3 because of the Bauble trigger. Hilarious. I don't want to sack a creature that can attack for 33% of your life total.
Oh, I missed that too, yeah.
Ixis is going to hit the Faithful Saluting. Yeah, Levy didn't need to pull the trigger right there because Sam wasn't empty-handed. Hilarious. Neonate gets Pixist. Fixed. Verb form of Pixis of Pandemonium.
So I guess Sam needs to play the Codex Shredder and rebuy Welding Jar.
Oh my.
Otherwise, it's just dead to Icefall here, right?
I think he's dead to Icefall.
Oh, here we go.
He sees it. Hats off to him.
Exactly enough mana. Am I allowed to be a little bit of a hater?
Yeah.
Okay. I hate both of these decks.
But yeah, Levy's doing his Icefall trick.
Yeah. I mean, I like playing against them. I think it's fine. But I have no interest, just no interest in piloting them.
Come on, this is great.
Is it?
That's awesome.
Which is more your style of Magic?
Dredge versus Lantern? Probably Dredge. I mean, I certainly have played Dredge in Vintage. I've done nothing
That's
resembling this Lantern deck. And I don't know. I find myself in love with, Levy has just this encyclopedic knowledge of all these crazy corner case cards that might have some synergy with a graveyard deck.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta respect it.
You do. And I do. And I absolutely do.
All right. Well, he found a 5th land, so he doesn't have to use Gemstone Mine counters for this Icefall. All he's going to get is a Welding Jar this time, but then we just repeat. I guess it'll be a 2-turn cycle unless Levy draws another land.
Yeah, I mean, Sam has a little bit of manipulation over the top of his library again, so he can like upkeep, activate Pixis, and hope to hit another Welding Jar or Shredder or something. Or yeah, he really needs to get another Cage, right? I guess that doesn't stop the Icefall.
Oh, Surgical Extraction would stop.
Surgical is perfect.
Wow.
That is the card, and we can hard cast it. Oh man!
Oh,
which is
wow.
necessary.
2 life, but he's got the Glimmer Void for the blackmail. He's got the Darkslate Shores too.
That might,
Surgical Extraction is able to target Icefall, and Levy is 1 mana short of responding by picking it up.
So now Levy's only real out back into the game is to get a grudge, right?
Crazy. He might still have a Conflagrate in his deck. I think he has 1 Conflagrate in his deck. I think that might actually be why he's dredging right here, is to try to hit the Conflagrate.
Yeah. If he hit the other Icefall, I'd feel a little bit silly though. It's like 1 card. So he did it in response to the Surgical, right?
Yeah, he did. There are 4 Ancient Grudges in the sideboard, so that he can also draw Ancient Grudge.
Right. The cool thing about keeping the Neonate around too is that the Neonate would be an out to the Lantern Lock, but I guess dredging just like a ton this turn is also an out to the Lantern Lock.
Yeah, Levy's down to 2 cards. 21 cards in his library. He spilled a bunch of them in.
I wish I could see the full graveyard.
Yeah, can we open Levy's graveyard?
When I
saw the 2 mountains, I'm like, is there a Conflagrate in there?
That's what I do when I play against Dredge on Moto. That's like the only time I pop the graveyard out.
Same.
It's just as important as the battlefield. So flashing back looting is a thing.
Wait, Recover triggered, so he exiled the Icefall? Is that what happened? He triggered Recover, declined to pay, and Icefall was exiled by the Recover ability.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
Amazing.
That leaves the other Icefall in the graveyard, or in the library, yeah.
That is amazing. And he just found it with Faceless Looting.
Yeah, I completely missed that line. Obviously.
Wow. Levy didn't even hesitate, too. Like, I saw him trigger the Neonate as a response to the Surgical, and I'm just...
Yeah, I was wondering what the reasoning was.
He fizzled the Surgical Extraction and defended 1 copy of Icefall, which he's now found.
I mean, if you see your whole deck, then that's definitely matters, for sure. Very tight play.
Super tight. All right, there's an Icefall in the yard. Levy no longer has a creature that he can sacrifice voluntarily. But he does have a Dark Blast that he can use to kill any of his creatures.
And Sam only has the 1 Surgical, right? I'm pretty sure he only has 1. So the only way for him to deal with Icefall now would be to Codex Shredder it back, right? The Surgical.
Sure. Life in the Loam to get land. Yeah. This seems like what Levy needs. He just needs more. Keep hitting these land drops so he can do things like cast a Dark Blast, pay the Recover cost, cast Icefall. He's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think he's going to have 7 mana next turn. He's going to have all of that turned on.
Yeah, I guess.
Sometimes your dredge deck just needs to Life from the Loam for value to get to 7 mana. That's the game we're watching. Leyline of Sanctity is going to turn off Conflagrate, so Conflagrate no longer an out. but Icefall.
Yeah, I think Icefall just gets to win this next turn.
Icefall gets to win this next turn. Raphael Levy, you beautiful man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Sam Black Tech too, but man, Dark
This,
Path, my own creature. Trigger, recover. Icefall is 2 to pick up. Land drop, kill the bridge. He's got it.
Yeah, it seemed way too clunky, like in the early game when he was sitting there with an Icefall in his hand and 3 land. But I mean, it kind of switched the inevitability of the matchup, right? Like there's just one surgical extraction.
Right,
maybe if there were multiple surgicals or something, but and then the way that he played to play around surgical was really nice too.
Unbelievable.
Definitely made it look really good.
Raphael Levy, ladies and gentlemen. Dredge wins, Icefall defeats Lantern, and sorry to say, you guys
Good
are
beats
done.
though. Good beats though.
Yeah, no, it was good beats, and I love that attitude. Team Madison loses 2-4, so it will be International Alliance who goes 1-1 in the first 2 rounds. It will be Team Madison out of the tournament at 0-2. Good news for you guys though. It turns out R&D is not eligible to win prizes, so you win slightly more for 7th and 8th place than I had initially told you. I know that's the important part, right? A couple more drafts on the play design team. Wow, International Alliance is victorious. So that was just awesome. I mean, it doesn't really resemble Magic the way you would want to show to a new player, but
it was eventually awesome. Yeah.
It's eventually awesome. It was 2 great players playing very well, and the cards just interacted in super clever ways. So
Yeah, and Levy. I mean, I thought both players played really well. Levy had that really cool play, saving the fizzling the
I
surgical.
didn't even know that Recover did exile if you declined. Look, I couldn't have gotten the Recover mechanic right if I hadn't not when I saw the deck list. Awesome. Well, that is going to do it for our bonus Wednesday night episode of Team Modern Super League. Come back next week when it will be Channel Fireball taking on the Play Design team. Play Design mixing up their players. It's actually going to be Dan Musser, Michael Majors, and Andrew Brown playing for them next week. The whole crew is contributing to this effort for them, and they would love to get that buy into the top 4. Neither team will be eliminated. Whoever loses will have to play against one of the winning ones, maybe Pomplamoose, maybe International Alliance, for another spot at the top. So 2 awesome matches coming up, and next week in particular, I'm certainly. We will be back to our regular Tuesday night slot there. Internet's not collapsing. This has been fun.
Yeah, good stuff. Good luck to everybody who is still in the tournament, of course.
Yeah, it was nice having you guys. You guys were a lot of fun. It was nice hanging out with you.
Yeah.
We'll do it again sometime, I suspect.
Sometime.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Come back, same time, same place, next Tuesday.